Hey, welcome back. Okay, let's do it. That's the
There we
first
go.
intro. But I have Fabio here once again. I want to say hi to people in the chat: DJ Donnelly, Mr. D Man, Steve Martinez. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Hope you
hello.
all doing well in today's age.
Yeah, yeah.
RJ, happy birthday! You having a 45th birthday tomorrow? Pizza and
Cool.
ice cream. Just don't have them at the same time. But you have either way you want. But
Make sure you save a slice.
hey there, Neo Punk and Dark Spider, Ultra Ego, Fadi. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well, man. Good job on the Rambo review so far.
Hmm.
Jonathan, hey there. Cole, Jesse, Jeremy, John Vaz, Eric, Bobby. How you doing, Bobby? Lucas. Hope you're doing well. And before I get to your questions, Steven, I wanted to ask, since I watched these again recently, and I know you haven't reviewed these. Hey there, Josh and Will Ferrell. What are your thoughts on the Bloodfist movies?
I haven't seen those in forever. I couldn't really tell you much about them.
Okay.
I vaguely remember them. I know the third one he's in prison, and the fourth one he's a car thief, and part five Steve James is in it, and I think
Yeah.
the last one they shot in Ireland and they were like coming after him and his son or something. Like it's been so long since I have seen those movies. I have all of them.
Okay.
I haven't watched them in probably about 10 years. So I couldn't really
Oh,
tell you
okay.
anything about them.
I've seen the first five, and most of all, I
Hmm.
liked them. I didn't see the other ones, but I was just curious because I know you've seen some Don the Dragon Wilson films and
Mm.
reviewed some of them, but those I didn't find your channel. So I was just curious.
I
But
don't think
cool.
I've reviewed any of his movies.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I have. Yeah, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. Then.
Bloodfist 6 was it was Die Hard in the missile silo, I think.
Yeah, that vaguely sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And hey there, Rich, and everyone out there. I'll get to questions in a second. Uh, Also, I wanted to ask real quick. Uh, have you seen this one, Shoot Fighter?
I've seen that one. I have that on VHS, but again,
Okay,
I don't remember much about it.
the Lotto, yeah,
I've seen it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I don't remember much about it. I know Bolo Young plays a good guy for a change.
yes, that was a nice change of pace. So that was
Hmm.
really cool to see there.
And then they did a second
And
one, but I've never seen the second one.
yeah, the second one I didn't mind. I do think the first one was the better one, and it was cool also to see Billy Zabka as a
Hmm.
good guy as well.
Right.
But yeah, hey everyone, yeah, the frame by frame. Mike OCP, hope you're doing well, my friend. Rich, hello everyone. I'll try to get to as many questions as I can, but thank you for coming by. Uh, Shoot Fighter 2 on VHS, that's cool, Mike. Uh,
Yeah, there's a Blu-ray in Germany of those, but it's pretty hard to come by now.
okay then.
Hmm.
So to get to some of these questions, Jonathan, I have reviewed Renfield and Knock at the Cabin. Feel free to watch those reviews if you want. I have reviewed them. Those are my thoughts are on them. And I don't know if Fabio has seen either one. I
No.
don't think so. And John, I have not heard of the Daily Jaws, a channel on Jaws related content. That's cool. No, I've never heard of them, so
I
I
have.
can't.
I don't watch their stuff, but I know who they are.
Okay. Sure, Mike. I mean, if I could think of it, sure. Uh, Someone asked about the Ninja Turtle DVD set. I don't know
We'll
the
see.
legitimacy of it.
We'll see what happens when
Um,
it comes out.
Again, I don't know if it's DVD-R. I don't know if it's made on
Mhm.
demand. I don't know if it's official. You mentioned this. I don't know if it'll be in order. I don't know if
Yeah, that's what
There'll be
I'm wondering. Like, is it going to have all the episodes? Are they going to be in the right order? Is it going to have the uncut version of Turtles Forever? Those are the questions I have before, I click buy. I need to know what's going on before I spend my money on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kraven the Hunter. Who cares about Kraven the Hunter? I know what it is. I don't care. It's just another shitty
Fabio.
HBO show.
Well, I'll do the request for him. Fabio, what do you know of The Idol? So he let me ask.
Nothing. I know what it is. I don't care. It's another shitty HBO show. It's probably by the people that made Euphoria. So there's that.
It is.
Oh, great. So awesome. Can't wait to get that request in, and I want to kill myself even more.
And
fucking Euphoria.
Fate Utopium. Lame, uninspired, not even the R-rated list like helps whatsoever.
Again, who cares? Who gives a shit? No one knows who Kraven the Hunter is. Unless you watch the cartoon from the 90s. I mean, that's it. Other than that, people don't know. People don't care. It's like Blue Beetle. No one knows who the fuck Blue Beetle is. Like, are you serious right now?
That's
Batman's
true.
a fascist. Shut the fuck up. The only thing people remember Blue Beetle was Doomsday killed him in the Death of Superman. That was it.
That is true. That is true. As for Kraven the Hunter, yes, I did see the trailer. Looks like the typical origin story, father problems.
Isn't Russell Crowe in it?
Yeah, he plays the dad.
I guess he needs a paycheck.
I guess will be the main villain. And I didn't understand he gets his powers because a lion's blood fell on him. That's the way the trailer makes it sound. I'm like, is that how
this is going to be? This is going to be just as bad as Morbius. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it has some R-rated, but I mean, I don't care. It's not a character I really care about, unless it's with Spider-Man. On its own, it doesn't really interest me. It really doesn't. And the trailer did nothing for me. The trailer did absolutely nothing for me. I'm sorry for folks out there. I don't care. There's a lot of bad R-rated movies too.
There's plenty. Expendables 3.
And
Expendables 4. It's not even out yet, but Expendables 4.
Yeah.
Bullet to the head, aka bullet to my balls.
Like I said, Kraven is not interesting without Spider-Man.
Exactly.
In my eyes.
Exactly.
And I agree.
No one cares. Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's the only thing people know about him. But then you'll have all these idiots. Oh my God, I've read every single comic. I'm sure you have. I love people like that. You're an idiot.
Every comic is not 2 comics.
I know.
3
seriously.
Comics. It doesn't mean you read every comic. You read 3 of them.
That's love when I love when people ask me, where do I start with Batman? Like, really? Are you serious right now? You know how many Batman comics there are? Just pick one and go from there.
And also the end of the trailer, like Rhino appears, and now he's going to be a half man, half creature Rhino, and
that was very that happened.
They just put that in there because Rhino's an animal and Kraven Hunter. They want this Sinister Six.
Stupid.
Who cares?
They wanted the Sinister Six 20 years ago, and it didn't happen 20 years ago.
Exactly. But hey there, Kevin and Eric and everybody else. The Flash is bombing good.
Good. I'm glad that it is. As if they thought that it was going to make any money. Uh-oh.
Hey! What's up?
Before the Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, I sure am. I saw the trailer for that. It looked like shit. Looked like lion crap, lion turds. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. At least I liked him. I liked him in Bullet Train, but his acting in that trailer is awful. I don't know if it's the line delivery. I don't know if it's the director who doesn't know how to get a good performance out of him. I don't know what it is. He just sounds incredibly flat.
It's all of it.
And the gore does nothing for me because it looks like most of it is CGI or it's just bad practical effects. And I don't remember the origin of Kraven the Hunter being he gets blood from a lion and then gets superpowers. I mean, maybe that's how it is, but I don't really care enough about Kraven to really go that in depth on his backstory. I mean, I just remember the cartoon and I remember the comic where he supposedly killed Spider-Man and buried him, and then Spider-Man comes out of the grave with that iconic shot where he's wearing the black costume. But other than that, no, I don't remember anything about Kraven. Honestly, you know what that trailer reminded me of? It reminded me of like no, it reminded me of like
title.
It reminded me of some.
It had the theme music. The theme music and go, that's so Kraven.
Yeah.
Right, but that's so Raven.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
No, what it reminded me of though, it reminded me of one of those low budget, like direct to video Marvel, like low budget direct to video Marvel productions. You know, almost reminded me of that. You know, like Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. with David Hasselhoff. Like, what is this? Like, it's like a throwback from the 90s, but like not in a good way.
This question, I don't understand what the question is, but I love you, Bobby. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know what this question means.
By a table?
Shoot it.
But thank you, Bobby.
Get the tape. Get the tables. Are we getting robbed by Team 3D?
Paul Devon.
The Dudleys. The Dudleys are robbing the house.
You're getting robbed by the Dudley boys.
You got to call Devon.
It's damn Dudleys.
Thank you, Bobby. You're really kind, man. Apollo, you asked, what's your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? Yours is Hogan, Flair, Andre, and Austin. So 4 wrestlers that'd be your Mount Rushmore wrestlers.
Sting, Stone Cold, The Undertaker. Trying to think of the other one. I mean, I am a fan of Hogan, so I might put him there. But I also like The Rock when who was in his prime. So it's kind of in between those two for me. But Sting is definitely way up there because he's my favorite wrestler.
For me, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Good picks.
And I have to put Flair, even though Flair's a garbage. He's a garbage human being. You have to put him on there. All right, you know what? No. Substitute him, put Dusty Rhodes on there. Because why not?
All right. Because, I thought about putting on, somebody like Jeff, because I'm a big fan of Jeff Hardy, but he's such a fuck up that I just can't, I can't put him on Mount Rushmore, But Hulk Hogan is too, so, maybe I'll just...
Iron Sheik will come in and break everyone's back and make them humble.
Rest in peace, the Iron Sheik, by the way.
That's right.
Yes. So, have you seen American Movie? Yeah, I've seen American Movie. Really good film.
I want to. I have it on DVD, but I haven't seen it yet.
Definitely worth a look if you like people having that, maybe not the talent, but the charm, the spirit of making a movie. It's a pretty funny film as well.
It's like a mockumentary, right? Kind of in the vein of like a Christopher Guest movie, but like
it's a real documentary. They're real people.
Oh, okay.
That's real people.
All right.
Oh yeah, my Mount Rushmore wrestlers: Steve Austin, Bret Hart,
Ultimate Warrior.
I gotta think. I gotta think about it for a minute. Steve Austin, Bret Hart's up there. I'll put. There's on my own personal list, so I'll put Macho Man Randy Savage. I have to put him on there. And I'll put Ricky Steamboat for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But I gotta put Macho Man in there. No, why would I shill for Kraven?
No, a lot of people are just memeing it, in the comments like they did for Morbius.
For Morbius, it's the same thing. Because people are weird.
Morbius sucks. So
everything's a meme now because we live in meme
Speaking
world.
of weird stuff, like I got these because I'm, I don't mind these movies, and I know you guys disagree, but I got these in 4K, the Avatar films. But like, I hate this. What the hell is this, Disney? They don't even have they don't even have the titles on the spine.
Not anymore.
It just says A.
A? Is it the Fonzie? Is that what it is?
It just says the letter A. That's
A
like
for this film is made by an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
James K. So
He's James Cameron.
I mean, I never thought that they would overcomplicate something as simple as the title on the spine of a 4K Blu-ray, but here we are.
I think the dumbest thing James Cameron ever said was on the commentary for Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he hated Last Action Hero because there was a scene where a child shot a gun. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
I'm like, in Terminator 2, you have John Connor taking guns apart and putting them back together and loading guns and handing them to people. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah,
you're an idiot.
I think a dumber thing that he said is when he said he wanted to do the Alien Queen in CGI. That's okay.
Yeah, that's dumber. Or that he apologized.
Oh, the Idol. I haven't seen the Idol.
Stars the
Give me
weekend.
the whip. Give me the whip, and then I'll give you the Idol.
There we go.
The Idol, give me the whip.
There we go.
The Idol. I mean, if you like a guy, The Weeknd looking like a fat schlub of a man talking to Johnny Depp's daughter about
Johnny Depp's daughter's naked
wussy called pussy.
I do have Max now, but I'll sit down and watch the Tina Turner documentary. I'll do that instead of watching The Idol.
Yeah. A is for ass. A is for AIDS. That's what the A stands for.
Yeah. What I've been doing actually recently is I've been watching a lot of John Candy stuff. I've been revisiting John Candy movies because I am planning on doing a more scripted video sort of series on John Candy's career on a new channel that I'm going to start sometime probably next year. So
I never heard that before.
That's why I've been doing that. Also, I've been watching SCTV.
Said that in the commentary.
The first season of Second City Television from like 1976, like old VHS rips from way back in the day. Yeah, this fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I've heard that story.
I don't understand. I don't understand why you would.
So I understood they had like a bottle of water each and maybe a sandwich, and it's been like 4 days.
And here's some extra information.
I don't know how radio works. I don't think radio works in water, but is really the only best communication you do is text?
Yeah.
Is that really the only best way?
I would say.
Isn't there a way
radio was not going to get through the?
But like, is there a way to have like some, like when Cameron went down, he would have like CB radio type of thing. Isn't there some kind of like tethered way or something?
Well, I don't know.
Radio only
like a cheaper production.
Radio only works until you hit a certain depth.
Mm-hmm.
Depth, okay.
Once you go deep enough, you can't communicate anymore.
Just text.
Yeah.
Here's
you took one bottle of water and a sandwich. Like, how dumb are you?
Here's a little deeper dive on that whole thing, because I saw an article. I saw an article about it. They had an inexperienced pilot who was doing the stuff because they hired her as a diversity hire.
What a surprise! They were all like,
oh, we want to make sure that we are diverse and we are supportive of all genders and blah 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 blah. And so
don't tell me it was that.
Yeah, I read that. I'm not kidding. It was on a forum. and they hired this lady to like be more be more diverse or whatever, and she was younger, but she wasn't as experienced. And here's the other thing: they controlled the submarine with a Logitech controller, like an old Logitech.
I saw it's a Bluetooth, fucking Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Bluetooth don't even barely work on my fucking PlayStation. I get another controller because it drifts you to the left, and you don't use that to control people's lives. A Bluetooth controller. I saw it, and there was a video someone showed. It was that controller with the pads a little bit extended to.
I know. Yeah.
How many people have to die before we realize how stupid we are as a society with all this diversity shit? How many people got to die?
Oh man.
Apparently not enough.
I guess not.
No.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I mean, unless there's a miracle, those 5 are
they're dead. They're dead.
Yeah,
unfortunately. They're fish food.
They're too far down. They're too far down.
Exactly.
And there's no escape. There's no backup plan.
I don't know. There's
Leviathan got their ass.
There's no alien spacecraft that's gonna save them, like Ed Harris, the Abyss.
The monster from Deep Rising got their ass.
Which, by the way, speaking of the Abyss, once again, release date comes and then goes, and there's no 4K. And
it's not coming out. It's not coming out. You could forget about it. Buy a bootleg. It's not coming out.
I already have one.
Well, thank you, Bryce. Love all your channels. Thank you for the kind words, man. Yes, I do like True Romance. Feel it's underrated.
I actually haven't seen the entire thing yet, but I do have the 4K.
It's a good movie. Yes, good cast, like you said.
Great movie. Love True Romance.
Christian Slater, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper, Bronson Pinchot.
I've seen clips of it. I just haven't seen it yet, and I really should. Because
I know
didn't Tony Scott direct that too?
Yeah, Rich. There you go. Yes, Tony Scott directed it, and Tarantino said, if Tony Scott didn't direct it, he would have hated it. I'm like, well, I'm glad that Tony Scott directed it because he was a great director.
And Mr. I can't pronounce your name. Dijakovic. Dijakovic.
Yes.
I have seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Mike actually sent me some DVDs. Thank you for that. Fun show, especially with Dan DeVito. I love the Dolph Lundgren episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the movie.
I like the
Thunder Gun.
I love the Dayman versus
Thunder Gun.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Yeah, Thunder Gun. Yeah.
I love Dayman versus Nightman.
Yeah.
I love that whole bit. I think that's hilarious. The Dayman, stuff.
You gotta pay the troll toll.
That one. Or the whole one where Danny DeVito, his character, he creates it was like a thing to like, it was like a gun that had like, that you could use to like drink vodka or something.
Yeah.
I remember that one. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, they forgot to take they forgot to take the Super Scope with them.
But yeah, that show gets away with a lot of stuff that definitely trigger a lot of people, and
well, that's the point of comedy.
Revisiting SCTV it's really interesting because first off, SCTV is really a curious sketch comedy show because it's set up in a way where it's like a fake broadcasting network. So you have all these different characters and different sketches that are set up in a way where you're watching a channel. And yeah, there's some stuff in there is edgy back then and it's way edgier now, like Dave Thomas and blackface in one skit. But it was actually a satire of just how ridiculous racism is, so it kind of was skirting the line for me. But there was one where he was doing a whole like Asian stereotype thing with the Fu Manchu mustache, and I was just like, oh god, like ooh, like wow. But it's still interesting to see like Harold Ramis when he was really young, and John Candy, of course. He plays this character named Johnny LaRue, who is a recurring character in that show, and he's a total jerk. Like, it's the complete opposite of what you're used to seeing with John Candy. And he's just playing this guy who drinks and smokes and gets into fights and just, treats everybody like crap. But because it's John Candy, he still manages to make it funny and work. And it's really intriguing just to see John in that light, because I'm not used to him doing that kind of role at all.
Right.
And Mackay, fuck Christian Bale as Batman. Fuck. I'll watch Equilibrium and American Psycho, but him as Batman, fuck.
Well, you don't like. Where is he?
I'd rather watch Reign of Fire.
What was that?
I'd rather watch Reign of Fire. Excuse me. I'm dying.
See,
I got so excited. I started dying over here.
Thank you, Frame by Frame. Really, the sub is also no bigger than the back of a Ford Explorer. Yeah, as no one operating controls. Eileen was told his design was to improvise. It would work. He never tested it prior to
dying. He never tested it?
Why would
Jesus fucking Christ.
Maybe Charles Darwin was right.
Yeah, that's a Darwin Award. But at the same time, it's why would you could do it? Why would you even go into this thing? Like, why would you even?
Because people are dumb.
Yeah.
I do a whole series of videos about this. I better be careful. I might upset someone.
This is why
someone says Fabio has a new subject for people who are stupid.
Titanic there you go. Edition. Right. The Titanic edition.
You could do a whole 30 videos on just every bit of this Titanic subplot. This was stupid. This was stupid.
I can make a whole movie on it.
Why you would not do a practice run? Can you explain
First of all, why would you think that is a good idea to begin with? This is the ocean. We don't know about the ocean, okay? Despite what these scientists say, we don't know what the ocean's like. That's Mother Nature. You don't fuck with Mother Nature. What's wrong with you people? Leave it alone. You want to see Titanic? Watch the movie.
Exactly. Or watch the documentary.
Exactly.
About whatever I think like Ghosts of the Abyss or something. Yeah, go watch that.
No, these people are dumb.
I just don't. Other than stupidity, it's cheapness. It has to be cheapness.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it wasn't cheap to sell tickets. Like, those were probably fairly expensive.
No, because that's how they make all their money. It's like, well, we know that some rich idiot will spend the money on this ticket, like everything else. Okay.
They don't think this shit's sell it for more.
Exactly.
Make it cheap, sell it for more. And because of that, and because hiring some stupid idiot who is diverse instead of competent, and you just got people killed. So congrats on that. I hope the family sue the fuck out of you and own your business.
Exactly.
This will probably wind up being a documentary.
Yeah, it'll be on Tubi or the E! True Hollywood Story. Or
it'll be on Netflix, or there'll be two different versions of it, like with Firefest.
Yeah.
On
$250,000 per person to get in this.
I'll be lucky if I ever see that amount of money in my life.
I never see that amount of money. I never will.
Well, that's good, because if you paid, you'd be dead. So
true, very true.
But just use the money for better shit, like hookers that won't kill you. The hookers
the hookers might kill you too.
I'll get my own place.
That's true.
Switchblade. Get the highest, best flat screen TV and high-end sound system. That's what I do.
The hookers might have something swimming in them that we don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, James Cameron, when he died for the Titanic, he probably knew what he was doing. He probably had more money than these guys.
I would hope.
James had a lot of training too.
I mean, a lot of training. As much as I don't like him, I would hope that he would know what the fuck he was doing.
Oh, he definitely did. He did a ton of training and a ton of trial runs and a ton of other stuff, working with other people.
And plus, he had already been underwater on the Abyss, so there's that.
The whole thing is just filled with complete stupidity. Hey, Shadow Combat.
There you go, Shadow Combat. They'll survive and they'll write a book about how they fought the Kraken and all this shit. Yeah, right. Fucking morons.
That'd be nice.
The odds are against them.
Well, no shit. You're 12,000 feet down.
It's like I hope that there's somehow a way that they're able to make it out, but
nope.
Nope.
Yeah. When you do that stuff, you have to have a backup plan. Otherwise, you don't do it at all. Am I wrong in that or no?
Well, it's the same kind of mentality. It's like the thrill seeker stuff. You know, it's like it's to do something that really makes you stand out from everyone else. Like, oh, I got to do this unique experience. But it's just as dumb as getting into a barrel and then falling off a waterfall, which people have done too and died doing.
To be fair, the people who paid, you would think if I'm paying this much money, I should have a professional.
Yeah.
So I blame more the people who took their money.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Soul.
You know what? Sue everybody. Sue them all.
Yeah. Sue them all.
Sue them all.
And people are talking about a lot of people talking about Michael Keaton as a new Batman, which I heard he dies a couple times.
Who cares?
Michael Keaton dies a couple times for the Flash.
I'm surprised it made $60 million.
I was hearing that they shot like multiple different endings. One of them had Keaton,
of course they did,
and Supergirl at the courthouse at the end, and then there was another one that had a different thing with Henry Cavill, and so and I'm like, it doesn't matter what ending you have, like this is still a bad idea, and you should have just fucking made Batman Beyond. Like, all of this is just confirming that we should have just made Batman Beyond instead of The Flash to begin with.
These people are idiots.
Yeah. Hell of a price to pay, though.
Yeah, true. But
hell of a price to play.
I love the Snyder fanboys, though, that are like, see, I told you so. They should have restored the Snyderverse. And I'm like, that would have tanked, too.
They shouldn't have.
That would have been bad. That would have flopped, too, if it was still a part of the Snyderverse.
Isn't this part of the Snyderverse? Because it's Ezra Miller's Flash and Ben Affleck's Batman in it.
Well, kind of, but kind of not.
It's his character.
Yeah.
But it's his characters and his cast. Like Ezra fuck Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Affleck's Batman. It's still part of it's part of that continuity.
But it's also part of other continuity because they have a lot of like random cameos. Like
they should have just canceled
Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Yeah,
Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Canceled all of it.
Yeah,
CGI Christopher Reeve,
because that's what people want to see.
Yeah,
CGI Adam West. That's what people want to see.
And George Clooney.
Adam West supposed to be in it too?
George Clooney's Batman. Yeah. George Clooney's Batman is in it too.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, at the very end, because people wanted the worst Batman.
He said
other than Christian Bale.
All this shit about Batman and Robin, but yet he came back. That makes sense.
That's what I mean. He says the worst role he had.
No Val Kilmer. Okay, cool.
Well, like with the whole thing with Nick Cage, it's like that's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? I just wish we lived in a world where we had Superman Lives instead of this movie.
Exactly.
You could have done it as an animated film.
Yeah.
They make all these animated films. Yeah. Just do that and have Nick Cage voice the character.
Yeah, sure.
And
Nick Cage, his Superman is actually featured on a comic cover I saw recently. So that's kind of cool. I mean, that's really awesome for Nick because he's been a diehard Superman fan for his entire life. I mean, he has a copy of Action Comics #1. Which is arguably one of the most valuable comic books out there.
How about they hire nobody?
I think they're going in the right direction with James Gunn and what they're trying to do, but it's just one of those wait and see things because they've messed it up for so long that I don't know.
But Shadow Combat, Shadow Combat said it doesn't make any sense because they're all in the same unit. Well, none of it makes any sense. That's what people don't realize. None of this shit makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I have to say it. When you make 500 superhero movies and they're all supposed to connect, they don't. None of this shit makes any sense. Prove me wrong, okay? Like,
speaking of just craziness, did you hear Andy Machete's? Like he was talking about how the film, there are certain moments.
Who the fuck is Eddie Machete?
I mean, Andy Muschietti, the director.
I'm like, who is Eddie Muschietti? What is this?
Andy Muschietti.
Texas, bro.
That's right. Eddie Muschietti. It sounds like a YouTuber.
Yeah. But the director, he mentions that the film, it deliberately looks bad at times. Like, he's talking about the effects and that they're supposed to be bad. And I'm like, what?
So you spent $300 million to make your movie look like shit intentionally? That goes against everything I learned in film school.
I know. He's just like, they're supposed to look bad because because the world that the Flash is in, or his Speed Force or whatever, supposed to make things look, unnatural.
It doesn't matter. It's a stupid fucking It's stupid, incompetent. I know it sucks. I'm trying to dig myself out of the grave. I can't do it. So let me try to BS you. You're not finessing anybody. You ain't finessing your balls. You ain't finessing your face. Okay, get the fuck out of our faces.
If I want the Flash,
look what I started. Now everyone's talking about Eddie Muschietti. Look what I started.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stick with John Wesley Shipp. That's what I'll do if I want the Flash.
The only Flash that matters.
I agree with that. I'll drink to that again.
And then Michael Rosenbaum in the cartoon. Never mind.
And then the CW killed him off. The fucking
look, Mike got so excited he froze.
Yeah, Mike's frozen in time.
The Flash got him.
Do you want to? Are you okay, Mike? Your screen's frozen.
I know it's frozen. I'm gonna refresh.
Turn your camera off and turn it back on.
I'll refresh real quick.
Okay.
Stop
or
camera.
If you need to go out and come back, you can.
Start cam.
No, it didn't
still
work.
Doing
Sorry.
That.
All right, he'll be back.
Yeah, Ezra Miller fucked me up.
Sorry, I gotta stop coughing.
Your honest thoughts on Ezra Miller?
Fuck Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller is a piece of shit human being. I'm not going to use the words I want to use because I don't know how certain people feel, and it's your show. But fuck Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller is a disgusting human being. He's a piece of shit. Motherfucker should have went to jail. This is ridiculous. There he goes. This is embarrassing.
I've gotten unfrozen out of carbonite.
It's so funny to me how in the past couple years, the person that the internet hates the most for some reason now in 2023 is Steven Seagal. There's worse people than Steven Seagal. Yeah. Okay. Like, Harvey Weinstein and Victor Salva.
Yeah, Victor Salva. Yeah.
It's just so weird. But Ezra Miller, they should have canceled the fucking movie. He should have went to jail. This is bullshit. This is stupid. That's why people didn't go see it. Because they let this motherfucker get away with all this shit. Mm-hmm. And, oh, well, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay because he identifies a certain way and he's a superstar. No. Get out of here with your fucking stupid bowl cut hair. I don't know what the obsession is with the bowl cut. All these weirdos have the bowl cut now. It's strange. We live in a strange world, but this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to see The Flash. Even if it was a paid request, I would refund the money.
Yeah. I'll see it. I'll see it once when it gets to streaming. I'm not paying it.
Fuck The Flash and fuck Ezra Miller. Everyone's like, oh, they canceled. Why'd they cancel Batgirl? They canceled the wrong movie. No, they should have canceled both. The fuck?
I'll see if it's a shitload of money. I'm greedy, so I'll take. If it's a shitload of money, I'll see it.
There's a certain line I can't cross. Just like if someone sent me a paid request for Clown House,
I'll never do that
immediately.
Yeah, I'll never do Clown House.
No, not happening.
Now, I saw a comment that Matt put up there about the Spawn movie. Yeah, I know. We've been hearing about that for ages. And
25 years.
Yeah, another Spawn film. And, the rumors have always sucked. It's been, some lame bullshit about how it's a Spawn film where Spawn isn't actually in the movie. He's, in the background, and it's some kind of Seven ripoff, but with Spawn in a cameo role. Of course, Jamie Foxx has been rumored to be connected with it for years. But I doubt that'll ever happen, especially with Jamie Foxx. sadly, because of what's going on with Jamie and his health. So I'm
Get better,
sure.
man.
And Todd McFarlane's too much of a control freak.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there something I don't know about?
Did you? Yeah, I saw something where he was defending Brie Larson.
Ew.
He was defending her, talking about toxic fanboys and shit.
Isn't he like 80?
I'm like, come on, Sam. Don't be one of those motherfuckers now where you're
ain't he like 80?
Sexist fans. And I'm like, no.
I don't know his age.
People hate Captain Marvel because the movie sucks.
What is she doing? Banging the Petridge Farm guy?
Well, look at this. I mean, you heard about Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and how they're both going to be dads again.
We live in a strange world, and they're all mad at DiCaprio.
Yeah, Robert De Niro got his wife pregnant, who's like way younger than he is, and then Al Pacino's like,
Sam is 74.
I'm next.
70 what?
74.
Ew.
Sam is 74.
Ew. You know what? Fuck Kevin Bacon too.
What did he do? What did Kevin Bacon do?
Doing stupid videos. Oh, we have to protect trans kids. No, you got it. Kevin Bacon needs to stop snorting whatever fucking drug he's snorting.
Yeah. I just try not to. I really care that much about.
Look, I can't.
Their politics or whatever.
Help it. They crossed the line. They've gone too far with all this shit. People get mad at me all the time, but they have crossed the line. They have gone too far. We cannot tolerate this. People can get mad at me all they want, but it's true.
I'm not going to censor you. People get mad at me. People are still mad at me for not liking John Wick 4. So
yeah,
Wick 4. I don't give a shit.
So I don't care.
Fuck John Wick 4 and fuck Chad Stileski.
You hear he's doing a director's cut?
Oh,
John Wick 4. He's doing a director's cut.
Oh, can't wait
it's
to watch it.
3 hours long.
What's it going to be? 4 hours?
I don't know. He's saying that he's working on one. And I'm like, oh, is he going to have an alternate ending where John Wick lives?
Now that'd be
They apparently shot that ending.
But then why did they use the one where he died if they knew they were going to make more? Oh, this is so
because
stupid.
of the whole point, because the screening audience, they liked the one where he died better.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know.
Like when they tested End of Days, the audience liked the ending more where Arnold lived, but they were like, no, we're going to kill him. The studio liked the one where he died more. Okay.
Well, cool. I didn't mind that, actually. I think that worked.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they filmed it. I kind of want to see it. And in the novelization, they used the ending where he lived.
Yeah, I remember because I read that book. And then I think I remember reading that novelization, and then I remember seeing the movie. I'm like, wait, what? He died? Okay. All right.
And then collateral
there's
damage.
A lot of interesting stuff with novelizations. Like the novelization of Return to Swamp Thing is like a very different experience than the actual movie. Because it's like, what if this movie had a budget? That's what the book is.
Or they took it more serious.
Yeah. And then The Thing has a lot of extra stuff that definitely didn't wind up in the movie. And Doom is a really good novel, but then the movie was disappointing. I remember being really hyped for the movie because I read the novelization and I was like, wow, this got all kinds of creatures and action and all this other stuff. And I saw the movie. I'm like, where did all this go? And, apparently, yeah, it was just in the novel, but not in the actual film.
In the Halloween 2 novelization, he kills more people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He does.
But collateral damage was actually going to be a tax write-off. They were not going to release the movie.
Oh.
I just found that out.
So it was going to be collateral damage?
It was.
It was literally going to be.
There's this guy on YouTube. He apparently was an executive for Warner Brothers back in the day, and now he interviews people.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about that. He said, well, we were going to just write it off because it was after 9/11. And then I was like, well, why don't we just release it? Because that's what people want to see. People want to see the good guys win. And he goes, and I think that's what got me fired, but oh well. And he goes, well, it wasn't that good of a movie, and it was trying to be something that it wasn't. I'm like, did you watch the same movie or what?
Yeah.
It was weird. And then they talked shit about Seagal. Of course they did, but because they're like, well,
I know Arnold.
He would go to test screenings, and if you got up to go to the bathroom, he would get mad. And I'm like, well, yeah, because he wants you to watch the movie. Like, it's not that hard to figure out, but sure. And then they said Mel Gibson would always wear a disguise and go to test screenings.
That's
like,
hilarious.
That's awesome.
I'm just imagining Mel just in various disguises.
Yeah. Apparently Clint Eastwood used to do that too. From what I heard, he would.
Yeah, I heard Clint's doing his last movie.
He would wear disguises and he would sit.
He's doing his last directorial effort.
Well, he says that, but we'll see.
Yeah,
he said that last time.
I know. No, with Cry Macho.
So, let me say something. For people that want to get mad at Fabio, I'm going to stick up for this guy.
Oh, people are always mad at me. I don't care.
Number 2, he has his opinion. And number 3, I would say this, and then we'll move on to more fun things. I think kids are too young to think of anything else than what they should. School, maybe movies, maybe playground, and there's nothing else until they're at least 18 years old. Because I think when you're young, you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the experience to know fully about certain things. So don't have that conversation. I don't think it's appropriate until you're at least 18 years old and understanding more of the world, because your brain hasn't developed yet. That's all I'm going to say. I think there are kids, whether because of the internet, because of social media, Twitter, everything in between. Kids are people, whether outside forces, inside forces, are trying to make kids grow up way too quick. I think that's a mistake and a problem. And I think a lot of kids, they think they know something. Disregarding that, something as superficial as who you want to be when you grow up. But it's not superficial, but what I mean is people, you don't know anything when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You think you do, but you don't. You learn from experience. You learn from the ups and downs of life through high school. And it's not until you're 18, 19, 20, then you can form your opinion, not from anybody else, but from your own, because it's going to be your life on itself. So don't trick anybody, force anybody, push anybody into anything else, whether it be parents or celebrities, wherever. Mind your own business, mind your own lane, and have kids be kids.
Yeah.
Have them just play basketball.
Yeah.
Or play fucking kickball and learn about math and science. Just believe there's some dumb kids that need to learn more about math and science.
There's some adults that need to learn about math and science.
Maybe that person learned a bit of math and science who command that fucking sub. Those people want to be fucking dead.
Yeah.
Maybe that kid should have learned math and science instead of worrying about political bullshit when they were 10 years old, 12 years old, and learn more about the basics that we're all supposed to be learning. Just get your hair, yes, and be a kid until you're 18. Then you'll be an adult for the rest of your life, because you won't be a kid again.
Yeah,
but you'll be an adult until you die. So just don't grow up too fast. And people, anyway, that's my own feel.
To quote Uncle Buck, because I think that's a good quote to use for this. It's like, I don't think I want to know a 6-year-old who isn't a dreamer or a silly heart.
Exactly.
And I sure don't want to know one who takes their student career seriously. I don't have a college degree. I don't even have a job, but I know a good kid when I see one, because they're all good kids until dried out, brain dead skags like you drag them down and convince them that they're no good. You so much as scowl at my niece or any other kid in this school, and I hear about it, and I'm coming looking for you. Take this quarter, go downtown, and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face.
That's right.
Good day to you, madam.
Yeah, good film, Uncle Buck. And Summer Rental, I saw your review. Good job, Mike. Needs a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
We're still with a Blu-ray.
Definitely not as bad as critics made it out to be. And apparently it was based on...
see the episode of Papa Smith that beat the shit out of a guy with a red hat? You see that?
That's the shit out of the red guy. That's the shit out of the guy with red hat. You want to see that one?
But real
Hi,
quick,
I'm Joe
like,
Public. Welcome to my beach.
hey there, Nippy. And again, for people in the chat, I will get to as soon as possible. If I miss it, blame it on me, because I'm always screwing up.
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
I ain't purposely ignoring anybody. I'm just doing the best I can with what I got.
Well, that one idiot was a troll, so it's no big deal. But let me go in first. I know you're a little nervous. Let me go in first, and I'll talk to her, and you wait.
Yes, Nippy. He was mentioning the quote from Uncle Buck, and we mentioned briefly Summer Rental because Mike did a review recently and deserves a Blu-ray and all that stuff.
Wow.
I mean, we have a Blu-ray of this. I have a Blu-ray of The Great Outdoors, which this cover art it just looks really cheap. And
yeah,
I'm not really a big fan of it.
The other art is way better. The poster.
Yeah,
but we don't have one of Summer Rental, and honestly, I like Summer Rental more than The Great Outdoors.
Of course, we have Summer School on Blu-ray, but not Summer Rental,
which is actually directed by the same guy.
Right? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Carl Reiner.
Exactly. And someone asked favorite Clint Eastwood film. Mine would be Magnum Force. How about you guys? What's your favorite Clint Eastwood film?
Non-Dirty Harry or any of the franchises, it would be Heartbreak Ridge.
Okay, that's a good one. I like Heartbreak Ridge.
I'd have to look at his filmography again.
Because that's what being in the military is really like. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need to watch more of his films.
Same with Stripes. That's what it was really like.
And that's a fact, Jack.
Let me ask you then real quick. I'll get back to the chat in a second. Thank you, Cryptid Chance. What parts of Heartbreak Ridge were the most like real? Like, were there certain scenes or the dialogue?
Yeah, well, the dialogue definitely, but the scenes, like when the scene that they're at the range, and he's like, "Oh, my rifle doesn't work, sir." That is, that's a documentary. That's not a movie. That is exactly how it. And yes, people shooting guns when they're not supposed. Yes, that part's a documentary.
Oh, okay.
And then screwing with them in the field and stuff. Yeah, that part's all true. I don't think they wrote those scenes, but yeah. But it's like, especially the scenes at the firing range, that is exactly how it is in real life. Because people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
it doesn't work, it's broken. Because that happened to me more than once. We had a guy, he could not shoot to save his life. I said, "Give me that thing." I shot every target. I said, "It ain't the weapon, it's you."
Some people should be in the military.
Not some, a lot.
Yeah.
Can you mention real quick that there were a lot of people who would almost like accidentally shoot themselves, it seemed, like, or close to it?
I don't know if it was accidentally, but yeah, I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? You are stupid.
Oh, okay.
So with Clint Eastwood, like I said, I need to see more of his films. I haven't seen the Dirty Harry films in a long time, but I do remember liking those movies. I'll go with one that grew on me. One that initially I wasn't super impressed with, but then I rewatched it fairly recently and I really enjoyed it. The Rookie.
Oh yeah,
with Clinton and Charlie Sheen, because I really like the two of them, and I think got some good villains and some really great high octane action sequences in it. So yeah, I'll go with The Rookie. Some good one-liners as well.
It was all real. It was all practical.
Yeah, love The Rookie. Sort of a. Well, I guess that. What kind of unofficial Dirty Harry film?
It's the last Clint. It's the last. Good God! It's the last Dirty Harry movie.
Yeah.
That way, yeah.
I know people bitch about Raul Julia's accent, but it's not that bad. Get over it.
I don't think it's that bad.
What's wrong with it?
A lot of people bitch about his accent. I'm like,
I don't understand that.
It's called acting,
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure. I'm sure they could do a better job.
There's great lines, like there's got to be 100 reasons why I don't blow you away.
But right now,
I
can't think of one.
Think of one.
You know what I hate? I hate these donuts you get with the pink shit on top.
And was it Sonia Braga?
Yes.
Just a female.
Yes.
I don't know if she did anything afterward.
It's not just a job. It's a fucking adventure.
That's right. I think she did some stuff. I think she passed away, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
It's too bad.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The kind of man that paints a car like that ought to have his asshole removed.
Rookie's on my watch list. Never saw it. Definitely worth a watch if you like action films.
She did. She did pass away.
So I thought so.
Well, it says was, so I'm maybe.
I think she did.
No, she's still here. She's still alive.
Well, thank God. I'm sorry.
She's still alive. She did Shotgun Wedding recently.
Okay, I misunderstood then. That's good. It's good that she's still alive.
I know Raul, he passed away.
He died
years ago.
Back in the 90s. Unfortunately.
But someone, let me go back real quick. Okay, someone asked, what's your favorite Joe Pesci film?
Well, that's tough, to be honest.
I mean, I love Goodfellas, and he's really good in Casino. And I grew up with Home Alone.
I have to say, My Cousin Vinny. He should have won another Oscar for that.
That is a great one too. That's a really good one.
But he did when they were filming that. He did win the Oscar for Goodfellas, and they it's got to be somewhere. But they did a take where he's like sleeping in the cot in prison, and he was holding the Oscar, and they sent it to the studio. Somebody has to have that somewhere. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
And Ralph Macchio still has the can of tuna. He kept it.
I like, there are a lot of like Joe Pesci films that I enjoy. There's a lot of underrated ones, like his like The Super. I think that's an underrated one.
The Super is really good. That needs a Blu-ray.
I wouldn't say that that's, my favorite. I guess since, I grew up with it, I would probably have to go with Home Alone since I grew up with that one.
Without honors. He's really good in that.
He's great in that too. I just
nobody ever talks about it.
I watched that one fairly recently, and I actually cried at the end of that.
Nobody ever talks about that movie.
He was really good in that. Brendan Fraser was good in it too. With Patrick Dempsey.
Yep. Well, Death Rattle, Werewolf was supposed to get a release, but they couldn't get the music clearance.
Werewolf. Yeah.
And then it came out in France, but the quality is terrible.
I have that release.
I have a bootleg.
It's just not good. No. I have the French release.
I have a bootleg. I think they were from Chiller, but
the bootleg is better.
Yeah, I have the bootleg in here somewhere. But
and real quick, I have not seen Extraction 2. Joe Pesci is hard for me to pick It's hard for me to pick a favorite. I do like My Cousin Vinny. He's two Utes. What's a Ute? He's two Utes. My favorite is everything that guy said was bullshit. This fucking nice way. Thank you, Psycho Hobo. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying the game so far. Way better than the movie. The more I play the games, the more I hate that fucking movie.
I also love Joe Pesci in Split Personality, the episode of from Tales from the Crypt.
That's good.
But like Psycho, again, the more I play that game, the more I hate that fucking movie because this is Fillion or back in the 90s, Tree Williams would have been a perfect Nathan Drake, and it should have been an action extravaganza. And then there was horror elements in the games. I didn't know that. That was cool. And in the movies, it's just them finding a fucking IHOP, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it's a shitty. It's a shittier version of like National Treasure. Like that's really what it is. Like a lame ass.
I like National Treasure.
Garbage.
That's a shit version.
I know, that's what I said. It's a shitty version of National Treasure.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help either that Nathan Drake, like if you're a fan of the game, like there's
look a newborn baby.
Yeah, there's the voiceover actor from the games in a little cameo role. Like, oh, great, remind me of something that is a million times better than this shit.
Hey, you get it, guys? You get it?
Or the whole bit where he gets the gun in the movie and then he never uses it and loses it like a total bitch. Yeah, great,
He might as
lovely.
well shove it up his fucking ass.
It did. It felt like Mark Wahlberg solely did more than Nathan Drake.
And he
his own
sucked in
movie.
that too. When you look at the game, and fucking fuck that movie. And I've been even more pissed at that movie after playing the game.
It was so good. It was such a good movie that no one remembers it.
I'll stick with the fan film that somebody did that starred Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake. I'll stick with that.
There you go.
Exactly. And I barely remember Raging Bull Nick B. I haven't seen him forever. I'd have to rewatch it again.
I'll be the one that gets punched for this one. That movie is overrated. I've never been a big fan of Raging Bull. I don't think it's one of Scorsese's best. It's honestly one of my least favorite of his. It's a well-shot film. It's got some good acting, but I never got into the story or the characters. And I get it. That's the point. Jake LaMotta is supposed to be a loser and a pug and a piece of shit and a guy that you want to punch, but it just goes too far with it. He's such just an unbelievably abusive person or personality to his wife, to the point where it's really uncomfortable to watch. And then when it comes to, I could have been a contender, it's like, I don't give a fuck. You're an asshole. I don't care if you could have been a contender or anything. Like, it just doesn't even, it doesn't seem like there's any
could have been a
redemption.
Contender.
There's no redemption arc either for the guy. So there's that too. It's like, it's.
Well, I mean, I do prefer other boxing films, Rocky. Yeah, me too. And I do prefer other Scorsese films.
But it was never one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Even, people, well, what about De Niro and Pesci? Well, I thought they were better in Goodfellas. I thought they were better in Casino.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's a great movie. It deserves what it has, but it was never one of my favorites. I'd rather watch Casino or Goodfellas or Taxi Driver or, The Departed, which never gets talked about anymore for some reason. And in terms of boxing movies, I'd rather watch Rocky or, what's the other one? $1 Million Baby,
I'd rather watch Southpaw.
Those. Yeah.
And
Real Steel, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the movie.
No, not that one. Not the ripoff of Over the Top, starring Hugh Jackman as an awful father. I'm gonna sell my son.
That's illegal.
I love when people gloss over that part of that movie. Like, he was so ready and willing to sell his son, and then they're like, "Oh, he's fine." And people shit on Over the Top.
I think 2007 was a shitty year for horror movies.
2007 was a shitty year for movies.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah, the Halloween remake. Yeah, the Hitch remake. You had Blood and Chocolate. I saw that trailer and people laughed at the fucking title.
I remember that.
Stupid title.
I remember that too. I remember I laughed at that trailer. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Blood and Chocolate?
Blood and Chocolate.
What is this, the period movie? Like,
oh my God, chocolates.
Is this a sequel to Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret?
Yeah, you got Hostel Part 2. You got Primeval, that was boring as shit. Saw 4. Fucking 4. Species 4.
Were there any good horror films in 2007?
There was no good movies in 2007, except,
I did like the anthology Trick or Treat.
Okay.
I did like 1408.
Yeah.
I did like 1408.
Depends on the ending, though, right?
Well, I got the Blu-ray over here from overseas that has the good ending on 1408. If you want it on Blu-ray, don't fall, please. This one here, it has both versions.
From Germany.
Yeah, this has both versions on it, and you can pick which one. So this also has the ending where he lives.
I could watch The Hills Have Eyes too, the sequel to the remake that came out.
It's not classic or anything.
No,
I mean, it's better
no.
than the Dog Flashback movie.
Yeah.
The originals of Ice.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard was definitely the best movie of 2007.
I can agree
That's
with
right.
that.
I did like that movie.
Saw that in the theater.
On Wikipedia, there's a quote from some critic, and they were like, 2007 is one of the greatest years of film. I'm like, did you not see Spider-Man 3?
What critic is this?
I'll pull it up. But
okay.
Gene, thank you. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still stuffed up and everything, but at least
did you have like a cold or something or sinus infection?
Just a cold because my dumbass decided to go take a walk the other day, and then it started raining, and that was fun.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh,
here it is. In his article from April 18th, 2017, which highlighted the best movies of 2007, critic Mark Allison of Den of Geek said 2007 must sorely be remembered as one of the finest years in English language filmmaking, quite possibly the best of this century so far, like 1939, 1976.
Is this an April Fool's Day joke?
I would hope. It was one of those years in which a succession of veritable classics came into being. This is the year that fucking Spider-Man 3 came out. Are you kidding me? This is the year
that Norbit came out in theaters.
And Transformers and Shrek the Third.
Well, I can watch Transformers, but like,
did he give reasons?
No.
Did he give
that's
reasons?
all it says here.
I think it's a joke. Grindhouse came out that year too.
The best examples were cruelly overlooked by the hype machine. If the year proves anything, it's that classic films aren't just a relic of ages past. They're being made all around us. Bullshit. Especially that last part. That last part, bullshit. Classics are being made all around us today. Yeah, I don't think so. Can't wait to see what they're watching in another 10 years. Well, in 2027, I don't think anyone's going to be watching fucking Spider-Man 3. I think I'll watch...
Or Hannibal Rising.
I'll just watch Disturbia.
Let's look at the list.
Or I'll watch Hot Fuzz, because that came out that year, too.
Right. Oh, yeah. Codename The Cleaner. Great movie. Such a great movie.
Is that really on the list?
That's the first movie.
Okay, that's a joke. That's totally a joke list.
No, it's the first movie that came out. In
okay. I thought you were talking about the list.
No.
Zodiac
remake, Blood and Chocolate, Prime Evil. Yeah, these are all just great. Epic movie. Epic movie came out that year. Such a classic. You know, can't wait to watch that after we get done streaming.
Zodiac came out in 2007. That's one of my favorite David Fincher
Hannibal
films.
Rising, Norbit. The Messengers. Pumpkinhead, Blood Feud. Yeah, you know.
Do you remember? Speaking of the Messengers, remember all the hype for that movie?
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, the director of Evil Dead, presents the new horror classic, The Messengers.
Yeah,
TMNT, TMNT with Leo being a dickhead for no reason, like that came out in 2007.
He was a dickhead.
He was.
Yeah.
The Mist sucked. It was a shitty ending and shitty CGI. It was a waste of Thomas Jane.
Breach, which my cousin said was the worst movie he ever saw.
That was really boring.
Really? I haven't seen Breach.
When Breach came out, he said that was the worst movie he ever saw.
Damn. That's a lot. That's not this. Yes, folks in the chat, there are some good films 2007. Shoot 'em up. I enjoyed
Zodiac.
that.
Yeah, Zodiac.
But to say it's one of the best years in existence,
no,
with all these bad films, no.
I think that was
if you're
joke.
Talking,
I still think that was a joke.
I don't know.
If you're talking, 1985,
hell, or even 1987. Yeah, 1987.
1997.
I mean, 2007 was the year I graduated from high school, but that doesn't mean that it's an amazing year of cinema.
No.
I mean, it's the year we had Bratz the movie and Who's Your Caddy?
Delta Farce.
Yeah.
The
Simpsons movie.
Good. I like Reign Over Me.
The Simpsons movie.
I don't mind the Simpsons movie.
It's okay, but it's just...
Are We Done Yet came out that year. Oh, such a classic. But the
Simpsons movie, it's still kind of a letdown considering all this time.
I'm not saying it's not, but I like it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Captivity.
They really overdid that Spider Pig gag, though. I remember the advertising for that back in the day.
Pathfinder with Matt's favorite actress, Moon Bloodgood. Red Line.
Resident Evil Extinction.
Oh my God. Return to the House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
Remember when that came out? Do you remember where it had like this special feature where you could choose your own adventure kind of thing? Where you could choose where the film goes next?
Yeah. That led
Condemned.
Yeah, one of Matt's favorites, The Condemned.
Next was okay.
Can't see what the fuck's going on.
Spider-Man 3.
30 Days a Night was all right. That was all right.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like Josh Hartnett, so.
It's not classic. It's not bad.
I wouldn't say it's
I think it could have been. My version of that movie would have starred Sylvester Stallone, and I think that would have been way better.
Oh, Knocked Up, such a great movie.
P2.
Yeah.
Hostel Part 2. Dead or Alive. Remember the Dead or Alive movie based on the video game? Yeah.
Oh, that's the year the first Alvin the Chipmunks live action movie came out.
The Nancy Drew movie.
I'm Legend. Okay.
Evan Almighty was such a classic.
Oh yeah, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I remember
another movie where you can't see a fucking thing.
I think I remember Matt and I, and was it Effrey too? Like, didn't we talk about it in a podcast? We were talking, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, new AVP movie, and then
because it's a new AVP film, and then there's no lights. They forgot the lights.
They forgot the lighting, just like me apparently. Oh, Chuck and Larry. Chuck and Larry was okay. I'm surprised that movie hasn't been canceled. But
I bet it has been.
I Know Who Killed Me. Oh, such a classic.
Oh yeah, that one.
Can't wait for the
Lindsay Lohan.
Can't wait for Criterion to put that out. The Bourne Ultimatum, where you can't fucking see anything.
That's all the Bourne did.
Well, the first one, you could see everything. The sequel's not so much. Yeah. Oh, Hot Rod. Hot Rod is such a...
I hated that movie.
So many people like it, though.
That's a big reason why I hated Andy Samberg, and I did not see Pop Star for years, because I hated that movie so much.
Oh, Rush Hour 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Daddy Day Camp. Oh, Stardust. Stardust was a huge flop when that...
Oh, yeah, the one with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, they were like pirates or something, and De Niro was in it. Skinwalkers, I never saw that.
That was one of the last films that Stan Winston did effects for, with Skinwalkers.
Oh, High School Musical 2.
Classic.
I know.
Fabio.
War. Oh, War is my favorite movie.
Yeah, that one. It's your favorite Jason Statham film.
Favorite Jason Statham movie ever.
Speaking of Jason Statham, Fabio, what are your thoughts on Expendables 4?
Fucking Expendables 4. Fuck Expendables 4.
Your thoughts on the softcore porn film starring Jason Statham and Megan Fox?
I wanted to hit myself in the head with a hammer so bad.
But remember, they'll die when they're dead.
That's right, because that makes sense.
That's like the worst tagline I've heard in a minute.
Another yeah. Who thought of that?
Did the guy from that video game that you did the playthrough of, Matt, that I sent you, Daymare? Did the same guy write that tagline?
Daymare.
Yeah, he's going there.
He's going there.
How did you know, Mr. D-Man? I love High School Musical too. I mean, I like Vanessa Hudgens, but that's just me.
So you like Spring Breakers?
Yeah. Oh, Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween, another movie that made me want to hurt myself.
Love hurts.
Yeah.
Literally.
Did either of you see that? Was it home you saw it, bootleg, or theater?
Halloween?
I got a
I didn't see it in the theater.
DVD of the work print before it came out.
I didn't see it until years later, and I think it was DVD or an HD rip or something.
Because
something like
the ending was different from the ending that everyone that went and saw it in the theaters explained to me. I'm like, oh, I must have had the work print. I'll better about that. So, because the ending I saw, he runs out of the house and they shoot him and the movie ends. I'm like, okay, well, that's not so bad. And then everyone's like, no, there was a different ending. I'm like, okay, what ending are you talking about?
That movie is such fucking dog shit. Can I just go on a tangent?
Yes, that's why we're here.
That movie I remember the first time I saw it, it was the version where the kid freezes like Baywatch.
Oh yeah,
and it's like that
was like one of the first rants I think I remember from you, Matt. It was that rant and Jaws of Revenge. I was like,
yes,
this is an instant classic to me. Like your rant on Halloween, one of my all-time favorites.
The old days.
At like the beginning, you know,
and I did
where you had like somebody sent you the movie.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know why you would make that movie. I know Rob Zombie hates Halloween, despite what he says, because he complained like about every aspect of it.
He complained about it on I Love the 70s.
Yeah, just watch that documentary that guy did, who got a lot of shit for it, and then got all these hate comments. The point is disabled the comments on the video because people were being lame.
Oh, Rob Zombie destroyed the Halloween.
Oh, I love that video.
Let's watch that video.
I love that video. He also did one about Freddy versus Jason, which was really good.
I gotta see that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing anything new.
Not really.
I don't think so. I think he only ever did those like 2 videos, but I
got just so much
really like those
shit.
videos.
So much shit for the Halloween video.
But yeah, he said he hated it on I Love the 70s. And then there's all these interviews where he's like, well, I don't know why you would want to remake a movie and this and that. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, so, and then, but
makes
the best
me wonder if he ever actually really loved the Munsters then.
No, they paid him a lot of money and he did it. And then he lied about it because he said, I don't know what everyone's talking about, that it's going straight to Netflix, because that's not true. And it went straight to Netflix.
He has a lot of Monsters memorabilia, but I just find
it's just the image.
Yeah.
But the best thing about the Halloween remake was John Carpenter was doing a panel and someone asked him about it. And he said, I really don't care because, at the end of the day, I'm still going to get paid.
Yeah, I got paid.
And he said, like, Rob Zombie apparently said something about John Carpenter in the press. And he goes, that never happened. He goes, why would that son of a bitch lie about me? And I'm like, there we go. See, John Carpenter wins again.
And yes, who said Mr. D? Yes, I do like Halloween 3. I always thought it was underrated. Never thought it was bad.
Halloween 3 is the best
Halloween
Halloween movie.
Remake. Was Brad Dourif also in the remake too?
Of Halloween?
Yeah.
Halloween?
Yeah, he was the sheriff.
Yeah, he was great in that. It was one of the few good things about
the few good things,
If he was the star of the film and it was from his point of view, I think he could have had a chance.
Yeah, not.
And I don't even think Tyler Mane was necessarily a bad pick to play Michael Myers either.
I think so. But that's just me.
Michael Myers
is not supposed to be 10 feet tall and
exactly.
350.
I just think
what was he doing in the hospital? Lifting weights the whole time?
If it was in a better movie, if it was a better film with better writing,
it was just so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And look, I know I just said fuck. I know I curse a lot.
Scout Taylor Compton.
When every other word is fuck, it's really annoying. I don't care what movie it is, but it was.
And why did they have to they ruined the mystique of Michael Myers too? That's the thing that always bugged me the most.
Well, I mean, you could argue that they ruined that with the sequels, but
well, I mean, that's one of the problems with the sequels. Like, they should have never really gone that far. Just leave it all up to it as a mystery.
Well, nope, it made money. It made a lot of money.
That makes it scarier that the kid just suddenly just snapped one day, and there was no real earthly explanation for it.
That's what made it what it was. And then, we have to come up. Now, I will admit, I do like how they made it like mythological. Like that was something different. It wasn't just he made a deal with the devil when he died and came back. You know, okay, cool. But I like how it was interesting, but they should have fleshed it out a little bit more.
I think they did a better job with that in the novelization of the first film.
Well, yeah,
with Thorn and with the druid backstory and everything.
And people can argue, they're like, well, they never talked about that until part 6. I'm like, well, Loomis says in part 2, the Celtic holiday. I'm like, they already
Samhain.
Dropped hints.
Yeah, Samhain. Yeah, right. They dropped Samhain.
I'm like, okay, apparently you weren't paying attention.
But yeah, the remake,
or like the stupid shit like they did with Hellraiser later, where he was a nice guy and then he made this, and I'm like, this is fucking dumb. Or Phantasm. Yep, he just went in the portal one day and he was this nice old guy that made lemonade, and then he came back. I'm like, this is stupid. No,
I didn't mind what they did with Pinhead because I thought that actually was kind of interesting, especially when he split apart and there were the two different warring sides of Pinhead. But Phantasm that was really dumb.
Yep, it just
that's
one thing I don't like about. I don't like that about Phantasm 4. He just walked in the fucking portal one day.
I don't like that movie. Period.
Then he came back and just started killing everybody. I'm like, this is stupid. No.
That whole movie is just fucking useless filler to me.
I like the stuff with Reggie. It's like that should have been the whole movie.
I agree.
Should have been the whole movie.
I agree.
Him putting on the ice cream suit.
There's 3 Phantasm films.
Monsters like that was.
There's just 3. There's 3 of them. There's 3 Phantasm movies.
Phantasm 5 was a terrible fucking fan film.
Yeah.
But like
the giant fucking sphere.
Yes, and it was completely CG, and it was awful, and it was like, what the fuck. But
that was a parody. That was the kind of thing you would see in like a parody of Phantasm.
Right. Everybody gets mad at me about Halloween, but I'm like, Michael Myers is my boy. We all have our thing. Halloween is mine. Okay, get over it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't get it. Like these people that praise these newer ones, I'm like, what do you not understand? It's the same movie that you saw 40 years ago. It's the same exact movie. But nothing.
Fabio,
it's the same shit. If you watch the first one and you watch this one, it's the same movie.
Corey.
Corey can kiss my black ass. Fuck Corey. Hanging out in the goddamn sewer with Michael Myers. Where the fuck was Splinter and the Turtles?
Yeah, where the Turtles?
Stupid.
Corey.
Worst fucking movie. One of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of bad movies. We all have. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Michael Myers doesn't use guns. Yeah, no shit, you idiot. What the fuck do you think this is?
But Corey did the Dead Zone when he touched Michael Myers.
Yeah. Christopher Walken's going to show up in the next one. Can't wait.
Real quickly, let me give a shout out to Bobby.
There we go.
I appreciate the comments.
No, it's funny. I like it. No.
Yeah. I just was confused. I didn't know what it meant, but I appreciate it, man. You've always been a good guy. You've always been a good guy. So no issues, no problems about it. I didn't know how to ask the question. I am the table. So thank you, Bobby. Thank you for the kind word.
But now it's funny.
Fuck Corey.
But everything.
And Winterflower,
they ruined the mystique of Michael Myers in that too.
I know she knows how I feel.
They ruined the mystique of Michael Myers in Halloween Ends by making him into, they built him up well, I think, at the end of Halloween Kills.
Now fuck that movie too.
But then they fucked it up in Halloween Ends.
I hate everything. Look, people can shit on Resurrection all they want. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather watch Resurrection 10 times in a row than anything that came after it.
I agree.
I can watch Halloween Kills as a time waster just for the gore, but that's just me.
I've watched Buster.
When Trick or Treat, motherfucker. And the 2002 ass looking movie, and I don't care. It's whatever. I hate to use the word
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, right. Rookie. I asked when I met him. I asked him about that. He's like, "Well,
because you met Thomas. What's his full name?
Ian Nichols, not to be confused with Thomas Ian Griffith.
Right.
But
you talked to him about it.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I said, well, like, how did that happen? He goes, well, they just offered it to me, and I said yes, and I had fun. I'm like, okay. But I'd rather
talk
watch
to him about a kid in King Arthur's Court.
No. He did have some pictures at the table, though, of that, which was cool. But
yeah, I rewatched that one years ago. That did not hold up. Like Rookie of the Year, I could still get a kick out of. I still
the kid in King Arthur's Court has a good cast.
Yeah,
Daniel Craig's in it. Art Malik from True Lies is in it. So there's a bunch of good people in it.
Yeah, but it's just
not
one of those.
It's not that good of a movie.
No, it's not. It's not like Heavyweights, which is still a childhood film that I can still get a kick out of.
Watch that the other night.
Yeah,
love Heavyweights.
Classic.
But I'm sorry, like everybody's like they don't get like why I get so mad. I'm like Michael Myers is my boy.
Like
I can't help it.
Like all of us have our
What do you mean? When you say everybody, do you mean people on YouTube or in real life? Like,
it's not really people on YouTube. It's like some people, they're like, why you get so mad about it? I'm like, you don't fucking understand.
It's about passion.
You don't understand.
It's about caring. It's about actually giving a shit about, something that you love enough.
Exactly.
That you have standards that aren't just, I get more of this thing that I like.
Yeah, because we have lowered the standards in everything, and I'm not going to go off on that tangent, but especially in film, they have lowered the standards. It's just all people care about now is content, as the kids say. It's like, no, you fucking idiots. You don't get it. Like Richard Dreyfuss in this interview just said,
don't ask questions, just consume more more
content. He goes,
buy product.
Art. He goes, this is art. I said, yes. I don't look, people can shit on Samurai Cop, but to someone, that's art. And it is what it is. And I'd rather watch fucking Samurai Cop than Halloween Ends, but
I agree.
This is art, and people bled and sweat and cried to create stuff like this, and people just take it all for granted, and they don't get it. I'm sure a lot of you in the chat are younger, but the younger generation doesn't get it. This is film.
Some of them do.
This is art. This is not, let's waste 2 hours of our time and see what happens. They don't understand it, and they keep ruining this shit because they're stupid.
Even something as crazy as this.
to someone that is art, but
Yeah.
Did you pre-order it on 4K?
No.
From Vinegar Syndrome?
Here's what I heard about the 4K release, by the way. They messed around with the color grading.
Of course they did, because they always do.
Now it's like yellow for some reason. So it looks like a 70s porno. And I don't think that's necessarily
Assassination Games with Van Damme?
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the best look for Showgirls. So somebody showed screenshots, and I'm like, okay, so you go from the hot pink titles and aesthetic, which makes sense.
Which is how it's supposed to look.
And now it's dark orange with the titles, and then everything's all yellow.
Piss yellow fits because when you watch a movie, you get pissed off.
True.
So maybe it fits for that fucking movie.
True.
Oh,
now we can watch Elizabeth Berkley naked in piss yellow filter.
Okay, Bobby, you meant to put the last
$50.
Interesting.
For $50.
I've never
for $50.
Never seen PBS.
I don't even know what that is. I've never heard
of the Odd Squad, but I remember PBS Kids. I remember Arthur, and I remember growing up watching Bill Nye the Science Guy, and stuff like that.
Robbie Restaurant. Okay, cool, Bobby. Now that I know
it's in a book.
Thank you.
Reading
I've seen
Rainbow.
You think this is a game? Reading this is fucking.
Well, yeah, that's the better version, the DMX version. Fuck the critics. Stone Cold is awesome.
Oh yeah, did you get the new Blu-ray?
Fuck the critics. Stone Cold is awesome.
I want to get that. I just have the all in films release with no features.
Cannot wait to watch this it's in 2K.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to watch. I really want to watch the interviews.
That's one I'm definitely gonna get during Kino's next sale.
Yep, I'm probably gonna watch the interviews first and then watch the movies or the movie. It's only one movie, but because I want to hear what the
it's a
boss
movie where
has to say.
the boss blows up a helicopter with a motorcycle. I mean, how can you not?
I wish they had I wish it was reversible and it had the VHS cover.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. And then
I'm still waiting for Amazon. Yeah. I'm still waiting for Amazon to ship mine. It's been like 2 weeks. Fucking Amazon.
These.
Yeah, I got them separate. I got them separate.
Individual, right?
Yeah.
They don't have the slip covers, but
yeah, the ones I got are to have the slip covers. I got them separate.
Yeah, now we can watch Chuck in 4K.
But Amazon is they're doing a lot of delays and stuff.
Real quick, like the missing in action. What's different between those and the older Blu-rays?
They're new,
not a lot.
They're new transfers.
Mm-hmm.
And Missing in Action 2 and 3 have commentaries.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of new extra stuff.
The original releases did not have commentaries.
No.
So because remember the Missing in Action 2 that was exclusive to Walmart that had no menu? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But Missing in Action 2 has a commentary with I think the writer. And then Missing in Action 3, it's their names escape me, but it's the two guys that do all the commentaries for 88 films.
Okay.
It's them one here.
Yeah.
And then Missing in Action 1 and 2 are in 4K, and Missing in Action 3 is in 2K.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Wonder why they did that.
It's probably with the master.
The film, the print or whatever.
The print that they had available.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the Arrow video.
I couldn't believe I found this a good.
I got that one too. Oh, nice! I got that at I think it was a thrift store too, or somewhere.
I tried to find out, but it was so expensive.
Yeah, I got that too.
I got excited. I grabbed it immediately. I was like, "You're never gonna find that for $3."
Yeah, I got it for around the same price.
Goodwill.
Yeah, I found it at Goodwill today for $3. I couldn't believe it.
And isn't that like a lot of money online?
Yeah, because it's out of print.
It's like I found at one of my Goodwills, I found Downtown. You know, the Anthony Edwards movie.
That's a good one.
I found that on DVD at one of the Goodwills for like super cheap one day.
Because that's out of print too now.
Yeah, it's an Anchor Bay release.
Yeah, because when they had that deal with Fox.
Bobby.
Yeah.
I watched Ninja Turtle cartoons. So there's nothing wrong with that. And if people tell differently,
I still watch Tiny Toons. Like I'll still gladly watch Tiny Toon Adventures.
If they get
all together, Looney.
Tell them to go watch Edgar.
It's cartoony. We're invading your TV.
Ezra Miller. Almost said Edgar Wright. Ezra Miller's The Flash. Tell them to go watch that shit.
There you go.
They give you shit. Well, Michael Keaton dies 18 times, or whatever the fuck rumors I heard.
There is no uncut version of Stone
Or watch
Cold.
Camp Candy.
Yes, Camp Candy.
John Candy, because I'm doing all this, John Candy research. He did a lot of stuff
in such a short amount of time.
He did SCTV.
It's a jingle all the way blanket.
Yeah. Right. He did SCTV. He did all these film roles. He did a cartoon. He did Camp Candy. He also did a short-lived radio show, actually, called Radio Candy, I guess, somewhere in Canada.
Yeah.
And then he even did, of course, he co-owned the Toronto Argonauts with the CFL team with Wayne Gretzky, and they won a championship.
Mm-hmm. What do they call it?
The Grey Cup.
The Grey Cup. Yep, that's their version of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But yeah, like Fabio said,
in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. Like Fabio said, there's only one cut of Stone Cold. There's no alternate cut.
Yeah, there's no extended cut or anything.
When Flowers, you can do anything you want. I won't get mad. And
apparently, Stone Cold had stuff cut out, but I don't know what was cut.
Yeah,
I do want to see the original footage though, because when they had the first director, he had a son and he had a family and everything, and they cut all that out. I'd love to see that if it still exists.
That kind of reminds me of the stuff that was cut out of Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. Because they cut out a bunch of stuff from the theatrical cut.
Yeah, but if you get the work print, it's all in there.
Or if you get my cut of the movie, then it has everything spliced together.
There you go.
Cool. But Gene, you're asking top 5 favorite sci-fi films. That's tough because there's a lot of sci-fi films out there.
Lot. That would take a while.
That's tough. I know that for me, The Thing would be up there.
Yes. Aliens.
Total Recall.
Yeah, Aliens.
Predator.
Blade Runner.
So a lot of movies would be up there. And
Outland.
Nippy, you're asking.
Outland's a good one.
Outland is a great movie. My favorite Sean Connery film. Nippy's asking, what are your top 3 favorite John Candy movies? For me, in no order, because I don't know how. Summer Rental, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Again, this is in no order. And Uncle Buck, probably, for top 3.
I would go with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Spaceballs, and probably Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck would be number 1 because John Candy was Uncle Buck. Number 2 would definitely be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and then number 3. You know what? Great Outdoors. That's a fun movie.
Yeah.
And him and Dan Aykroyd had great chemistry. It's a shame that they never did another movie together.
They should have been in it more. Like there were a lot of scenes in the film where
there's parts
they weren't
where
together.
It seems like they should be in there and they're not.
Yeah, they focus more on the stupid fucking romance between the.
Actually, I want to change mine. Summer Rental, Planes, Automobiles, and then I'll put Armed and Dangerous, since no one ever talks about that. I do like Armed and Dangerous. And Extraction 2, haven't seen. Fabio hasn't seen it.
Not yet. No,
I
haven't seen the first one.
Yeah, I did see Red Heat. I like it. Arnold and Belushi. Actually, Marco Anzio, if you like that movie, go check out the TV spots because there's new footage for the TV spots where they introduce the Belushi or Arnold introduce the trailer or the rest of the TV spot. They're interesting.
Love Red Heat.
And thank you, Bobby. You've been very generous. Thank you, man. I've never been to a Texas Roadhouse, so
no, I don't think there's one of those close to me.
Yep.
You ever talk about Armed and Dangerous?
There you go.
Very cool.
There's one.
This is out of print, actually. I guess.
But they're always packed. Every time you drive past, they're packed.
Yeah. Do you guys go to any of those type of places? Does that have to be Texas Roadhouse, but any of those places, or do you just stick with?
We've been to Billigan's, Famous Dave's Barbecue.
How about you, Fabio? What would those places be called?
Well, I just went to Longhorn Steakhouse. We just went there. I've never been there before. They were pretty good. But,
we're talking steakhouses, like
Do you just get the steak, or do you like a burger or something else?
It depends, you know. I had a steak because I like steak. So
I actually been to Outback Steakhouse quite a few times, and they actually have some good food.
There you go. Yeah, I haven't been to one in forever. But no, I love Red Heat. That's a very underrated movie.
Yeah, that one grew on me over the years.
Yeah, there are no Whataburgers, but yes, there is an HEB grocery store.
No, there's no Whataburger?
No Whataburgers. No Whataburgers.
We have Killer Burger over here. It's a local burger, and the burgers are amazing. They have this peanut butter pickle bacon burger that is just unbelievable.
That sounds terrible.
It's really good, though. Trust me. It is really good. But
good God!
All right, stuff. Budweiser, you created a monster.
Okay. There is a Whataburger. That's the fucking place. I went one time and every fucking order was wrong, and so I never went back again.
Oh no!
I never got home. Every fucking order was wrong.
So
I'm like,
you got a different.
I'm a guy that orders like plain burger or plain cheeseburger, and the first time every order was wrong, and I'm like, fuck. And I ordered for other people as well, and every order was wrong. So I'm like, fuck this place, and they're more expensive, so I just go to.
So McDonald's it was a different way to describe Whataburger for you. It's like Whataburger, as in like
What the fuck burger?
Yeah, what the fuck burger?
Right.
That was what the fuck. So fuck this.
Yeah, Rufus, I do like Wolf of Wall Street. That's a good one.
I do like, yes, Marco. I like plain burgers. I like plain cheeseburgers. This is how I like. I want the chicken in the bun. I don't need all the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want the chicken. I want the bun. That's chicken sandwich.
Yes.
Maybe some bacon. I want the cheese and the burger. That's a cheeseburger. I want all the bullshit. Fuck ketchup. Fuck mustard. Fuck onions. Fuck pickles. Fuck all that bullshit.
Oh,
it
God.
ain't needed. Don't need to be belong. Throwing fucking trash. Fuck mayonnaise. Fuck it all. Fuck all that shit. You don't need all that shit. It's all bullshit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, fuck all. It all tastes awful. It tastes like fucking pot of piss. Fuck all of it. I want the burger. I want the bun. I want the chicken. I want the bun. Maybe some bacon and some cheese. That's all you need. That's a good old American meal, goddammit. That's all you need. Fuck all the other shit. It's all bullshit. Added on to it. Fuck all that shit.
Oh, my God. I'm crying.
It's almost like you went on a burger version of the rental car.
Cry, little brother.
Yeah.
Fuck
You like Dennis Leary from Demolition Man.
Yeah. Or just a burger version of the rental car rant in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's right.
You want a fucking burger right fucking now without the fucking condiments.
That's right. I wish Jack in the Box was up here in the Northeast, but it's not.
We have them here, but they get my order wrong a lot too, so I don't go there a ton of times.
Wait 1 second. Let me find this.
And we have Checkers. There's a Checkers like 30 minutes from here. I like Checkers.
But yeah, the 4K of this, like, it gets a lot of bad reviews. Like, I watched it like a couple nights ago. I thought it looked fine. Like, yeah, there's a couple shots where the DNR is kind of there, but I thought it looked pretty good. Not an A+ transfer, but you know, it's not garbage F tier level either.
Yeah, movie, TV show, and video game. Steve Vai is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
he's coming through next month. I'm gonna try to go see him.
Oh, cool. Steve Vai, he did a lot of stuff. He did the guitar solo stuff for Bill and Ted.
Yep, Crossroads. I just watched Crossroads for the millionth time yesterday. He's the villain in that.
Oh, he is? Steve Vai's the bad guy in that? I forgot that he was the villain in that movie.
Great movie.
Very cool.
I forgot to ask Ralph Macchio about that when I met him.
What, about Crossworlds?
I forgot to ask about that, yeah.
Was he supposed to be in that or something?
No, he is in the movie.
Oh, I forgot that he's
he's the lead. I forgot to ask about it.
Oh, I forgot that he was in the lead in that.
I wanted to mention, I couldn't find his song.
I thought it was Josh Charles, wasn't he? I thought he was the main guy.
Yeah.
No, there's two different movies.
Oh,
Crossroads is what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about Crossroads.
Yeah,
not the shitty Britney Spears movie.
It's two different
That's a different one. Yeah. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Crossroads.
All right, there we go.
I wanted to mention this because Joseph, you said, "Hey Matt, thanks for your running stay review. I'm going through a lot personal right now, and your review helped." Listen, I really appreciate that, man. Wish you the best. You're a really good guy. Yeah. As lame as it sounds, the best way to do is take it day by day. If we could give at least one smile to somebody out there, our job's done. Mm-hmm. So
it's not lame, it's the truth.
Hang out with us for a bit.
Yeah.
In this crazy topsy world of today. Hang out with us for a minute or two, and hopefully we can bring a second or third smile to you. Mm-hmm. So wish you the best, man.
And yes,
I would show it, but this fucking phone is stupid. Thank you, Blast Radius.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I said it earlier. I don't know if you were here, but
he might not have been here.
Yeah. But here's how the studios work. Like, if this formula works and it leads to them making money, they're going to keep doing it.
Of course, because
unless you raise your standards a little higher, and it seems like there might be a little bit of that going on because a lot of these DC films are tanking hard. And Marvel films are underperforming.
Good.
So maybe there's a little bit of that happening. But we'll see.
And yes, Silver Wings, they fuck you at the drive-thru. They fuck you at the drive-thru.
I'd rather just listen to Weird Al's Epic Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
There you go.
So let me ask this based on this super chat, and thank you, Blast Radius. When did you think it started? This lowered expectation of remakes, reboots, requels, superheroes. Do you think there's a certain year? Do you think there's not just a certain event?
I think sequels in particular, Jurassic World. I really think Jurassic World is kind of when it, I think that's really when it started to like really get a little out of control. Because that film was like insanely popular for the studio. And then, just people just tried to copy and just do, Jurassic World. And try to be the next Jurassic World with a sequel, but also a reboot at the same time. Because a lot of the remakes didn't do well across the board.
Nope.
In fact, for years, I think even now, one of the few remakes that actually made a lot of money worldwide was Karate Kid. So
I don't know why it was.
I know why.
For shot the same movie.
It was.
Besides Jackie Chan in it.
Lazy. Easily one of the laziest remakes ever is that movie. But it made a lot of money. But it's just one of those things where I think Jurassic World definitely did start like a new trend. And of course, you had Marvel before that, but I felt like Marvel in Phase 1, they were actually trying. So I don't really necessarily, I don't think that...
When did Disney fully own?
They owned Marvel before the Avengers.
2008, 2009, I think they bought Marvel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they released the Avengers
so maybe early on they didn't have as much control compared to later on, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
I think around like Phase 3 is when things like really started to kind of fall apart. I think it's really post Endgame.
And some people mentioned, I mean, hopefully a chunk of people are realizing, don't support mediocrity. Little Mermaid, let it bomb, good. Flash, let it bomb, good. Fast X, bombing in the US at least, good. Don't deserve it. It was a 2.5-hour teaser to its next 2 movies.
Yeah.
That's what Fast X was.
You didn't love the scene with Jason Momoa painting some dude's toenails?
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, he's painting dead people's nails because he thinks he's the Joker. He's even wearing purple.
Mamma Mia.
Jason Mamma Mia. And then I heard someone sent me a rumor
this shit?
Someone sent me a rumor that maybe he'll be in the star of for those who play video games, Dead Space. I'm like, please shoot me in the face, please. I will fucking cry eagle and swim.
Cry eagle?
Eagle swim a lot.
Cry, little sister.
Cry, little eagle.
I have a question for Mike, since Austin will... Actually, I stole this question from Austin right here. Deadpool 3.
It's okay. It says Mike in the question.
Yeah.
I've talked about this, I think, in the past. That is one of the last few remaining Marvel films or properties that I have any semblance of faith in. Right? Yeah, I'm doing this with it. I'm doing this with it because
you got to do it behind the back, though.
Behind the back, okay. Because I saw the director's project, the Adam Project. I actually really liked it. I thought that was actually pretty good. And Free Guy was kind of there, but it had some of the same sort of vibe that I'm looking for out of a Deadpool movie. But of course, it has to be, rated R and not. And it seems like it's going to be. And I really like the idea of Ryan and Hugh working together because the two are great together and they're really close friends. And Ryan hasn't let me down yet. So that's why I have a little more faith in Deadpool 3 than I do necessarily with, the Marvels or Secret Invasion.
Well, yeah, you love the character.
This other stuff.
You want it to be good because you like the character.
Yes. Like the same thing with Indiana Jones. I want Dial of Destiny to be good. Trust me, I do, but it's not. It's not going to be good.
Not when I will be
the first to say
in Vietnam.
Yeah, I will be the first to say that I was wrong if I wind up being wrong, but I highly doubt it.
How do you feel about that, by the way? The Indiana Jones, like they kill Shia LaBeouf's character off because he dies in Vietnam.
Did you hear that?
And then he got divorced by Marilyn.
Yeah, he got divorced. Yeah, he got divorced.
And so now he's a sad sack fucking.
They did it again. They did it again with these fucking beloved action heroes, with making them losers. Stop.
What? Why did they have to do that, Mike?
I don't know.
They're stupid.
I think it's out. I'm starting to think it's out of spite. I'm honestly starting to think there's some sort of spiteful bullshit going on with these writers deconstructing these beloved icons and these male heroes. That's what I'm starting to think is going on here.
Why are they spiteful?
I don't know. They got issues.
How about you, Fabio? Why do you think so many of these people write this spite of these older characters? Why is that the case?
Because they're crackheads. And they're stupid. And they don't understand anything. Oh, can't wait.
The Idol, baby.
God only knows what it is now. Anyway. It's because these people are dumb.
Intelligent.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It is no, it's not. It is not intelligent.
Elevated. It's elevated commentary.
No, it's stupid.
That started with Ryan. This whole stuff started with Ryan Johnson.
Because they started with, oh, well, you know what? You know, it'd be really cool. You know, it'd be like really get people talking about this movie if we kill all the characters. No. How about no?
This started with Ruin Johnson.
It started with fucking Jedi. Alien 3. That's where it started.
I mean, yes, in some aspects, but I really feel this current trend definitely started with The Last Jedi. Because that was the one that broke down broke down Luke Skywalker and did all this.
Force Awakens, because Han Solo was a deadbeat dad who got thrown into the garbage.
Yeah. Okay.
Force Awakens.
Because remember, he's a problematic white male.
They kept it.
He's a
they went to.
Dad. And he grew up to be the same guy. He just got his Millennium Falcon stolen because he's a fucking puss. And he doesn't know how to work it. So Daisy really had to come in and fix it in 5 minutes because she's stronger and better. And he's a deadbeat dad who got his son into the dark side of the Force or whatever the fuck. And then threw him in the garbage.
Yeah.
Because he's garbage. He's garbage, Mike.
Yeah. But
I think fucking garbage, apparently.
I think they took the scene in the first film way too literally, where they get stuck in the garbage compactor. But I do feel that there is that element in The Force Awakens, but The Last Jedi structurally, the entire script for the most part, other than the bullshit with the casino and whatever, all of that other stuff, it's all structurally set up to deconstruct the themes and the concepts of the franchise and its characters. And I feel that is really the template that a lot of these people are borrowing, which I don't get, because The Last Jedi didn't do well. It underperformed in the box office, and it was so divisive among fans and with critics. So why do people don't want to see that shit?
What was that, Fabio?
Because people don't want to see that shit. They don't care. They don't care about, she's the most powerful.
Or the subtext.
You lied. You fucking lied to everyone.
What about the subtext? To everybody.
Fuck the subtext. Subtext is stupid. It's a Star Wars movie, you idiots. They want to see lightsaber battles and laser guns and shooting people in space. Fuck subtext. This is stupid. Do they not know who these movies are made for?
Entertainment, but instead
it's more than that. No, it's a movie where people fly around in space and shoot each other. That's what people want to see.
It's just
well, that's what Terry Fisher did, right around space. It's very
there you go.
It's just Jeffrey Jones
with a spoonful of sugar.
And Stay Tuned. Where the film school guy, he winds up in hell and he's talking about all, they need to provide subtext for the programming. And then he's all like, no subtext.
Yep. Because Halloween has subtext. It's a guy walking around in a mask killing people. What subtext word is that?
I don't think they even tried to do subtext social commentary in the new Halloween trilogy.
Yeah, and the new ones they definitely did.
Like where?
Halloween Ends was about Black Lives Matter, so there's that.
Oh, it was.
That was what they said. That's what they
seem like it.
That's what
Jamie Lee Curtis said that.
That's what Jamie Lee Curtis said with her Jello pudding pop commercials or whatever the fuck she does.
Activia.
Yeah, Activia. Scratch your Fevia. I don't know.
Well, she should be careful because she's the type that had that. What was that? Was it TikTok? The Instagram, whatever the picture where she had like the little
picture?
kid naked.
Yeah,
little kid naked in a fucking tub.
Some weird art.
Yeah, because she's a fruitcake, like all the other ones.
A serial killer. Serial killer stuck a fucking kid in a fucking tub.
Christopher Guest needs to get a divorce.
Harrison Ford's made enough money; he could retire.
He's a gazillionaire. He's a gazillionaire.
It's an ego thing. I firmly believe it's an ego thing with Ford right now because he's so used to being in the spotlight. He's so used to being, a big star, and all these roles are just not coming to him like they used to because he's older.
He's 5,000 years old.
Yeah, he's an older man.
Nobody wants to see this. No one wants to see 8,000-year-old Indiana Jones walking around the nursing home with his fucking hat on. Who the fuck wants to watch that? I don't. Honestly, they said he was too old when he did Crystal Skull. Yeah. Now, no, we got to do it. We got to have it now because you're prejudiced against old people.
They should have just done another video game that didn't suck.
Directing indie.
Yeah, yeah. Weed, man. Weed.
Speaking of Seth Rogen, how about Mutant Mayhem, huh?
How about no? How about no? Yes, fuck Scream 6. Didn't even see it, but fuck Scream 6.
How about that? How
about Scream 6 with Dermot Mulroney's Razzie worthy fucking acting.
And Hayden Panettiere magically surviving and magically becoming a federal agent because that makes sense. Nothing makes sense anymore in these fucking movies. It doesn't matter if it's Scream or what it is. Nothing fucking makes sense. They just write all this shit and it's like it's good, right? Yeah, we'll film it.
Why do people in the general public not like characters? And what I mean, I know this sounds a weird question, but they condone a lot of stuff when Luke Skywalker, all this other stuff. Like it gives me back to like the John Wick thing. One of the reasons I didn't like John Wick 4.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as a character that he got his freedom. Yeah, for 5 minutes, then supposedly dead. Whatever the fuck it is now. And then he's supposed to get his wedding ring at the beginning, but he doesn't. So he fucking failed that. He still never got it. He killed the head, but the organization's still around to run around and do their TV spin-offs.
Yeah, he said that he was going to kill them all, and then he never killed them all. Like, that never happened.
So what was accomplished at the end? Unless him dying.
A wet fart?
That's what was accomplished.
That's why I look at with characters, and it's like, if you
Sharon
like the film,
died
fine,
for, basically nothing, too. Like, what? You just get shot?
Yep. Died for nothing because that's what
the guy who's doing a piss poor Jean-Claude Van Damme impression for most of the movie.
The
French guy.
Oh, that nobody cared about.
Yeah, the lead villain.
And then he let John Wick live because John Wick saved his dog because that oh my god, it's great. It's because these people that are so-called writers don't know how to write. It's just okay, yeah. We'll do that. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, yeah. Is this okay? Yeah. Nobody gives a shit because they're getting paid millions. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be great.
Well, the writers usually don't get paid as much as the actors, but
but Keanu, okay, yeah, I got paid $50 million.
Well, Keanu's the one that wanted the samurai ending, for John Wick.
But they knew that it was going to make money, and he said, "I'll keep making these movies as long as people want them." Okay. Like I said, they got cold feet. They got cold feet because they were going to shoot 4 and 5 back to back, and then COVID happened. Like, well, no, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow because the world's going to end, so we got to kill them now because they were going to kill them in part 5 regardless. They just combined 2 movies into one.
John Wick 4 had really cool action scenes. You can't deny that. I can't deny it.
Disagree.
I can't deny
completely disagree.
Like maybe one or two.
I like the nunchuck scene, to be fair. But I don't care for a CGI Frogger when he's like the fucking goddamn Mario Kart bounce on a fucking
or
CGI
like
dog.
The fucking scene with the staircase, like it was from The Exorcist or something.
What, you didn't love? You didn't love Nobody? You didn't love Mr. Nobody?
Yeah, Mr. Nobody,
the
great character. And then in the beginning,
guy's face.
Riding on the horse, you know, you can't kill me. Okay, it's like this is all stupid. This is all fucking stupid.
I love the dog pissing in the dead guy's face.
Yeah,
yep, that was great. That was great, brilliant
Scott
writing.
Adkins doing his best impression of John Leguizamo and Spawn,
or ripping off lines from Batman Forever.
Why won't you just die?
I'd rather I don't give a shit. I'll die on that hill. Batman Forever is a good movie.
Oh, I'd rather watch that than John Wick 4, even with all of its problems.
Release the fucking Schumacher cut.
Release the Schumacher cut. I heard Kevin Smith actually has a copy of the director's cut.
Did he cry? Did he cry?
Probably did. Probably did.
Scarface is art. Agree. No, we got
Seth Rogen.
Let it rip.
Seth Rogen is a crackhead.
Yes.
Well,
pothead.
They look awful.
Same thing.
I do not like the designs. I do not like the way they look. I do not like they have not entered puberty yet. I don't like that they're fucking 10-year-olds ready to play with Legos or play with fucking Play-Doh up their fucking rectum. I don't care that Donnie sounds like a fucking girl ready to kiss Macaulay Culkin and fucking My Girl. I don't like that.
They can all get stung by bees.
Like fat, chunky bitch. April is like a fat, chunky bitch. I don't like that.
What about Ice Cube?
Like a fucking
Ice Cube is Baxter Stockman.
And Jackie Chan is Splinter.
And Splinter looks like an Afro pig. The whole thing is junk. The whole thing is dog shit.
I'm going to train my sons.
It's baby food. Fucking baby food. It's fucking
flavor.
The shredder from Turtles 2. Babies.
The shit Robocop himself went fucking.
Babies.
The slushies that they would feed Robocop.
And it's just, I think of Tokon Razor and Shredder calling them babies. These are fucking babies. I feel like they just want to turn to a fucking joke. They don't care about the characters. They don't care about the action scenes. They don't care.
Kids.
They want to sell hamburgers.
And they want to get because silly Matt, Turtles are for kids.
Kids don't give a shit.
Really? The 1984, original comics, those were for kids?
I know.
I don't think so.
No, but that's the sentiment that a lot of people have with Ninja Turtles now, is that they're for kids.
Kids don't give a shit about them. That's why the new shows didn't last that long. 2 seasons at most, I think. And
people watch Rise of the Ninja Turtles.
Fucking guys. You want to make it for kids? Then make another one for adults. Like play even.
Yeah.
Variety.
It said that they're going to give you the video game, Matt. The Last Ronin.
A what?
The Last Ronin video game.
Video game?
Yeah, that's what you haven't heard about this? Yeah, it's a video game based on that comic, where it's
wasn't the comic like 5 issues?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
How do you make a whole video game out of 5 issue comic? It'll be a 10-minute video game?
I don't know.
Fucking.
Yeah, that's your adult Ninja Turtles content, is the video game.
You can make a rated R, I agree, Silverwings, rated R TMNT film easily. Have a camaraderie.
Miniseries.
No, the first Expendables movie. The camaraderie those characters had in the first Expendables movie. Mm-hmm. And action scenes. Like, even I like the first season of Daredevil and the second season with the Punisher. The fight scenes, those are constructed. could be pretty well done. And
That's
the
what I
series
said.
is Daredevil season 1 and 2. That shows you
Yeah.
could do it.
You do it.
And the
Netflix,
way they did Frank House with the Punisher and that, I saw
streaming
season 2
service
finally.
sort of series.
I liked it. And you could do animated form. They do all these other animated. The Peter Weller Batman was R-rated, I believe.
They're
The
working
Dark
on
Knight
another
Returns.
Terminator. They're doing a
was.
Terminator anime, I guess, because I remember reading something about that.
Because that's what we need.
At least it's not live action.
Yeah.
You could do anime. You could do all sorts of stories, but they don't want to do it. Each one has their own personality. Each one have their own back and forth
I agree.
camaraderie. You could do it.
I'm tired of them thinking turtles are just for kids. You know,
it's for everybody. There's different. If they thought Batman was just for kids, you wouldn't have Peter Weller's The Dark Knight Returns. You wouldn't have all these other varieties.
Well, if they thought Batman was just for kids, you wouldn't have Tim Burton's Batman. You wouldn't have like any of that happening because, you know, for years it was Adam West's campy, family-friendly Batman that was on everybody's mind. And even the original drafts of a Batman movie script, even, you know, in the 80s, early 80s or mid 80s, were written in that vein. It's similar campy, you know, 60s Batman, you know, type of stuff. So yeah, I feel you on that, because still the best one is the 1990 film, and I would love to see a 4K of that, or, you know, a new Blu-ray with a new remaster and
okay, real quick, like
actual special features.
I didn't like fucking Upgrade either. I thought it fucking sucked too, the ending. I didn't like Upgrade's ending either.
Yeah.
I like that less because of the shitty ending.
Yeah, I hate that ending. That film had
I
a
didn't
system
like that
failure
fucking
at the
ending,
end.
Upgrade.
Total system failure.
I don't know if Fabio ever saw Upgrade.
No, I have it. Someone sent it to me, but I haven't watched it yet.
So, but you know, I didn't like it
You're
either.
You're in for a treat when it comes to the ending of that movie, Fabio. Whenever you watch that one,
can't wait.
But yeah. By the way, thank you guys for joining in. If you guys ever have to head out because you're busy, I can understand. But thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I'll go on for a little bit longer. Usually 2.5 hours is a good time to you get tired after a bit. But I'll look back in the chat. Thank you guys for being in the chat, being so active. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Love that Jingle All the Way blanket from Rufus. Very cool.
Thank
Fabio has a. Take care, Derek. Let's see. Yeah, Stream 5, killed the protest. Yeah, the way they did do it was fucking bullshit.
They did Stream 5 and Scream 6.
Exactly.
They screwed David Arquette worse in that than he ever was in WCW.
True, very true. At least he lived in WCW.
And he won a title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Why don't I like Medea? Why the fuck would I like Medea?
Yeah.
Annoying.
Good. Be lucky you guys haven't seen any of those movies.
I've seen some of them before. My stepmom was a fan of those movies, so you know.
So, what are your thoughts?
I think they suck. I've never been into them. It's this really awkward mix of like a Lifetime drama with just cheap, lame attempts at humor and just really annoying caricature. And you know, if I want that kind of stuff, I'll just stick with, you know, a sketch on In Living Color, because that's actually funnier.
There you go.
Give me Wanda, the character that Jamie Foxx plays in that show, any day over Medea.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rock your world.
Definitely agree with that. So obviously we have The Flash that came out. Fuck that. We have, I'm trying to think what's coming up. Oh, Kraven the Crack Hunter.
I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I'm looking forward to that, but
that's the other thing.
The Porsche.
Every movie is like Part 1, Part 2 now.
Well, I kind of get it with Mission Impossible, because unlike with Fast and the Furious, Tom Cruise is like, this is it. So I'm all right with, trying to, when splitting up like the finale into two different parts.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tom Cruise is actually going to take his crazy ass to space. Like, for real.
Yep.
Well, Neopod, who says they did? I'll speak for myself.
When have I ever said that?
I could
deal with it.
I guess I could deal with it because I get what they were coming up with.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean it's my preference. I don't say it's my preference, but I get the whole religious allegory they're going for.
They're going for the Jesus allegory.
I get the metaphor. I get what they were doing.
Yeah,
but I would rather have had something different.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and it doesn't make me mad. They didn't make him a loser. They didn't make fucking Neo a fucking loser.
He still had an awesome fight against, Agent Smith at the end, which is one of my favorite fights in anything. One of the most epic badass moments that I've ever seen in the theater is when he collects the rain in his, in his fist in slow-mo and then punches him in the face.
It's anything that it was better than anything in Matrix 4.
Yeah.
For damn sure.
Robert James didn't like Maiden, so I don't know why you bring up Maiden about Little Mermaid. I didn't like Maiden. I thought it was a piece of shit.
Fuck
I'll be the outlier. I'll be the outlier.
You're out of the club, Mike.
Oh no.
Yeah, fuck Maiden and fuck the new streams.
Although I haven't seen the PG-13 cut. I did just watch the scenes in the PG-13 version and compared them with the ones that were in the unrated cut. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, this is bad. And I'm like, no, I would not really like this film as like a time waster or above average movie if I saw the PG-13 cut. Because the R-rated version, like it does actually add some much needed like edge to it. Without any of that, like, and it just honestly, it should have been crazier. It should have had even more insanity. But James Wan didn't actually direct it. I thought he directed it, but he didn't. It was some other guy, and he just was a producer.
Like the scene when the guy's in the elevator and he's trying to get through, and then Megan stabs him. There was clearly supposed to be blood in that scene.
Yeah,
and in the PG-13 cut, it takes away all the effect.
It does. It looks bad. It looks terrible. You watch the unrated cut; it's bloody, it's brutal. Stabbed through the stomach,
but they were trying to appeal to an audience that doesn't
teenagers. Care. Well, it did well, so I don't know.
I guess so, but whatever. And then the little girl was at Monster Mania, and she had a long line. I'm like, I'm not going to meet her. I'm old enough to be her dad. This is fucking weird.
I know
you're weird. You're all fucking weird.
That would be weird.
You're all weird. Like, I'm old enough to be her father. No, I'm not. No, this is strange. This is fucking strange.
That'd be like meeting Danielle Harris, when she was, in, the same age in Halloween 4 and 5 and just going to a convention.
No, she's fucking 40. Like it's normal. Shut up.
It's normal now.
It's Bret Hart, and then I think you can see Terry Funk on the end.
Let me see this.
That's all the wrestling ones that I have.
Cool.
In here, at least.
It'd be nice. There's all these projects that the films get made, but there's a lot of ones and shows that we didn't ask for, didn't want, like The Idol, but we don't get the Judge Dredd.
Like
we
don't
get we don't get the Mega City 1 show. Like that died. So we don't get the Judge Dredd series. Don't get Dredd 2.
Nope.
No, we won't. By the way, Mike, I wanted me and Fabio talked about this before, but your take on that Ninja Turtle 2000. I know you haven't seen the show, but when you see stuff like that, do you think it'd be like made on demand? Like, have you ever heard of Movie Zing before?
I haven't done my research yet on Movie Zing, but Nickelodeon, they are notorious for not putting a lot of stuff on Blu-ray. They just do stuff on DVD. So I'm not surprised that it's a DVD release. I don't think it's going to be MOD, because it's such a big set with so many discs. Like normally a lot of MOD stuff is like maybe like a short-lived series, or that has like maybe like 10 or 12 episodes, or it's one singular movie. So I don't think it's probably going to be made on demand, and I think it's really going to be one of those things where it's probably going to be released probably directly through Nickelodeon or Paramount, and maybe they're using like this Movie Zing thing as kind of a distributor. Kind of reminds me a little bit.
Wait a minute. I thought I liked WrestleMania 8, Marco. I don't know what you mean. Roddy Piper and Bret Hart I really liked. So
great match.
I don't remember what I said, but I remember not minding it.
I'm thinking about the Turtles 2003 cartoon DVD release, kind of in the similar vein as some of the more recent releases have been done by this other company that have been doing Street Sharks and Sonic,
Discotheque.
Discotheque. So I'm kind of thinking about it's sort of that sort of same vein. It's official. It's definitely official. It's not a bootleg or anything, but it's not going to have any features probably. I mean, it's not going to happen.
No.
And I doubt the picture quality is probably going to be any better than the bootleg sets that are already out there. So, and the bootleg sets, some of them you can get them on Blu-ray, which is better than DVD anyway.
But they're not in 1080, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's like 720 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if the DVDs will be 1080 either.
No, it's DVD.
And even though I'm sure I'm going to answer this seriously no matter what.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're too young.
Troll.
And I'm sorry. Kids are too young to do that kind of stuff, to be surrounded by all these people, and you know who some of those people are fine, but there's some crazy people out there as well. And every group has weird people in it. We all know this. Every group. And you put in a kid in the middle of that, I think that's irresponsible. If you want, give it a few years until they're older and they can handle it, and then be in that situation. But I think a kid is too young to be in some type of signing, Comic-Con type of thing. When give them a few years, be older, and know more about the world. It's an untrustworthy world. It's a dangerous world. Everywhere, anywhere. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to figure out.
I know they have a lot of security, so I'm pretty sure nothing, could really, go horribly awry.
Securities in schools too, and they do.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. But let me ask you this. So, if you were that girl's father, would you let her go to something like that and be around all these people? I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what? Wait till
12, 13, 14 years old.
If people like that film so much,
thousands of people, I don't think so.
If people like that film so much, then when she's 19, she could do it as well, and they'll be around as well.
Maybe you could do I know people don't send things anymore. They don't accept. This is a really cool story. A friend of mine on Facebook. He was a big fan. He's a big fan of Jim Carrey, and he sent Jim like a handwritten letter, and Jim actually sent him a signed autograph. Cool. And didn't charge him anything for it either. So
that's cool.
Maybe you could do that, the P.O. box or something. Then there's no actual physical contact. There's no anything like that. There's no risk of, and then then you could get your autograph or whatever. Yeah.
The people that use it's not crazy when you see the world is more and more so. Mm-hmm. It's not crazy to think that. It really isn't. So if the person wants to do it when they're 13, they can wait until they're 19, 20, 21 to do it.
I think the thing for me is it's just very awkward and weird for grown men to be like, if it's the same, it's a kid wanting an autograph from the kid, like, okay, but like a grown ass man is kind of, yeah, it's definitely kind of a awkward sort of thing.
Yeah, I never wanted a kid's autograph.
I just think it's weird to me, especially, again, I'm like old enough to be this girl's dad or whoever. Like, it's weird. I wouldn't want anybody coming up to my kid asking for an autograph and this and that, and no.
Be like Macaulay Culkin, if he was at a, autograph sign.
Yeah.
His dad would have forced him to do that.
Oh, shit. Of course. I mean, now it's okay. He's 40 now. It's different.
Comic-Cons were like a bigger thing back then. Like, he would be taking Macaulay everywhere.
Yep.
What's this? Chris, what's your question? So, Fabio, why is WrestleMania 2? I didn't know it was
4 hours long.
I wasn't aware that it was, and I don't remember ever saying that it was. So
it's
your guess is
it's definitely one of the weakest. I will say that. I don't know if it's the worst ever.
Question: to each of you, which is the worst WrestleMania that you can think of course?
30.
Which one was that again?
30 was the one where Hulk Hogan came out and they were at the Superdome, and he said it was the Silver Dome to start it off.
Okay.
That's the one when.
That when Bryan Daniel won?
Yeah, that's when they booked it that Batista was going to win, and he won the Rumble, and everybody booed him, so they changed it to Bryan Danielson winning.
That's when Smarks took over.
Then they ended the streak in a stupid way. So
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Okay.
WrestleMania 30 sucks. And then Triple H booked himself to be in the match. So he had to wrestle twice, so he had to beat Triple H. It's like, this is fucking stupid. No wonder people don't watch wrestling anymore.
How about you, Mike? If you could think
of one. I mean, I would say objectively probably WrestleMania 9, like Giant Gonzalez, Undertaker, and the whole Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart bullshit at the end. Guy. It's just a really terrible, awful, embarrassing WrestleMania.
11 sucked too. Marco said, 11 sucked.
Yeah. Was that the one with LT wrestling?
That was the only good match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But because I'm a Sting mark, WrestleMania 31 is way
that sucked too, because they didn't, again, they couldn't just let Sting win. It's WCW versus WWE, even though that was 20 years ago.
And it made no sense that the NWO would come out.
They just couldn't let it go. They just couldn't let it go.
NWO would come out and fight for Sting. That makes no sense.
Stupid.
And I mean, if we let's look at the matches here. You have the pre-show stuff. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, Natalya versus Los Matadores and the New Day and the Usos. Big Show versus Damian Mizdow. The ladder match with Daniel Bryan defeating Bad News Barrett, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, R-Truth, and Stardust. Randy Orton defeating Seth Rollins. Triple H defeating Sting, which is fucking bullshit. AJ Lee and Paige defeated by the Bella Twins, who came back. Like, yay, the Bella Twins are back. John Cena beating Rusev. The most memorable thing about that fucking match was the Tank entrance. Rusev. The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, and of course the Seth Rollins, defeating Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That's the one where everybody praises this Mania because of Rollins' cash-in at the end.
Snooze fest.
And that's because that's probably the most exciting thing that happened in that entire fucking card.
It's a great sleeping pill in case anyone needs one.
So bad. Now I'm looking at it's bad. The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt was really a bad match because Bray was hurt and Undertaker was so old at that point.
Marco,
barely even move.
What was memorable about WrestleMania 9?
How bad was?
Yeah.
Besides how bad it was, what was so memorable?
the set, maybe into the Caesar's Palace sort of thing. I don't know.
Maybe some of the like Undertaker's entrance was really cool. That was about it.
Let me see this. WrestleMania 9. I'll get to Super
WrestleMania
Chat in a
9
minute.
sucks.
Motionless zombie. Thank you. But let me look this up.
So
Yeah, WrestleMania 2 is pretty bad too. I mean, the boxing match with Mr. T and Roddy Piper was lame.
The steel cage match sucked.
Yeah.
The 500-man battle royale and William the Refrigerator Perry won.
And that show was just way too long. That was just excessive.
It was like 5 hours, and it was all cut together. The editing was terrible.
Yeah, and they had the whole thing where one series of matches took place in one city, and then the other series of matches took place in another, and then it's a clusterfuck.
Okay, so this is the card for WrestleMania 9. Tatanka defeats Shawn Michaels by countout.
Shitty match.
Yeah, I forgot that Tatanka
Steiner
beat Shawn
Brothers
Michaels.
defeated the Head Shrinkers.
Shitty match.
Doink defeated Crush.
Oh, definitely, fucking Doink.
Definitely a shitty match.
Razor Ramon defeated Bob Backlund in a 3-minute match.
Oh, God, yeah.
Waste of time.
Mr. Duck Arse himself.
$1 Million Man and IRS defeated Hardcore and Bruce Beefcake by DQ.
Yeah. Shitty match.
Too many disqualifications.
Lex Luger defeated Mr. Perfect.
I still can't believe that. Lex Luger defeated Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect, I think, should have gone further. That's just
he should.
I don't dislike Luger, but
But that's when they made Lex Luger the narcissist. That was stupid. He came out and looked in the mirror all the time. That shit was so dumb.
Yokozuna and that Bret Hart fiasco where they wouldn't give a finish.
Well, I mean, the match wasn't good, but the match was okay. It's just the ending. The ending was fucking stupid. Where Hogan came out
in 20 seconds, 22 seconds.
It's fucking stupid.
And of course,
that shows how great your villain is to defeat in 20 seconds.
And of course, the Undertaker.
By a guy who already had a match.
Yep.
The Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah, because that was such a classic.
With Giant Gonzalez's uniform that is like the most ugliest looking.
It was like a painted bodysuit that he used to wear. He couldn't wrestle. Bad. He couldn't move. I don't know why they. Whatever.
It's like why they did it again with the Great Khali years later.
Yep, another guy.
And I remember that. I hated
he's
that.
In the Hall of Fame.
I hated that so fucking much that when they were pushing the Great Khali, because that's when I was rewatching wrestling, and I'm like, this guy can't fucking wrestle. Like the claw.
He can't talk. Yeah.
The claw uses and the commentator. Oh my god, he's got him in the claw. I'm like, what is this? Liar.
I don't think it would have worked with Bill Murray.
No, I think he would have been tough to work with.
Of course. Because
he seems tough to work with. You would have not gotten a sequel because he barely wanted to do Ghostbusters 2.
It would have been the campier script. It had to have been. Like, there's no way that you would have ever had Bill Murray in a Batman role if it was like the serious,
Well, people said Michael Keaton was doing comedies like Gun-Ho.
He did Clean and Sober. He did Clean and Sober before and Beetlejuice, which
Well, Bill Murray tried to do the Razor's Edge.
Yeah,
and not Razor Ramon, Razor Edge.
Not that Razor's Edge. It's a different Razor's.
And Bill Murray would show later on in his career that he could do dramatic stuff, but
but not as Batman. It wouldn't have worked.
No.
I don't think it would have worked.
Alec Baldwin before his whole, Rust stuff.
Before he started shooting people for real.
Yeah, that might have worked because he did a good job as a Shadow years later. I heard rumors about Charlie Sheen, which would have been like, what? Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, not Charlie. No.
But yeah,
I know the Joker, they really wanted Jack Nicholson was like their first choice, but they were really leery about being able to get him because he was so notoriously finicky and picky about projects and all that.
Yeah, but he got it, but he got what he wanted.
Yeah, he got part of the film's gross.
Yep.
But they were considering, Robin Williams. I think at one point Brad Dourif was also potentially considered, and I think that would have been interesting. But I
think Brad Dourif would have been good for, well, they had a Two-Face if they went with Billy D. Williams, but if they didn't, Brad Dourif would have been a good Two-Face.
Yeah.
I don't think WrestleMania 13 is as bad as people say it is.
That one's actually pretty decent.
It had a shitty main event. It should have been Stone Cold and Bret Hart in the main event.
What was the main event again on that one?
It was Taker and Sid.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Murray didn't show up. Meatballs, he didn't even show up until they didn't even know if he was going to show up in Meatballs.
Right. Yeah. Ghostbusters, I think he behaved.
Ghostbusters, he for some reason with Ghostbusters, it just became this just lightning in a bottle moment where everybody got along.
On the first one.
In the first one.
The sequel, but
I think Bill is over exaggerating, because if you look at interviews from the time that the film was being made and you look at behind the scenes footage, Bill doesn't look upset. Bill doesn't look like he's having a hard time. None of that looks like that's actually happening. You talk to the other cast members and they're like, well, we didn't really have that experience, and I don't remember it being like that on the set with Bill, that kind of thing.
Right.
So Bill was maybe just kind of keeping that, I guess, inside maybe, and didn't really, make it that clear to his co-stars. Because the reason wwhy they even did Ghostbusters 2 is because they met up and had lunch together. They weren't even thinking about doing a sequel. And they met up with Ivan, and all of them got together and they were reminiscing about shooting Ghostbusters and remembered how much fun that they had. Like, sure, let's do another one. That's how it came from. And
he acted up in Scrooge. That
he did, which is why Richard Donner didn't want to work with him.
Yes, definitely did act up with Scrooge.
He did act up with Scrooge. And even before that,
Caddyshack, they were worried because him and Chevy Chase, they thought they were going to fight again.
Oh, yeah, because they fought on SNL.
They fought on SNL.
And backstage when Chevy came back to host.
Right.
Yeah, so he's been difficult for a while. What do you think about Bill Murray today as a person? His all the things about how he's treated people.
He is...
Richard Dreyfuss, what about Bob, all that stuff.
Difficult. They call him the Hurricane. They call him the Hurricane. That was his nickname.
Extremely talented. One of the best, I think, one of the best of all time. But that doesn't mean that you can treat people however you want.
Or,
I've never met the guy
into the garbage like he did with Seth Green.
I never met the guy personally, but from what I hear, why would you?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, he was working on SCTV. SCTV Network 90. He did make a few appearances.
There's no reason to act that way. I don't care who you are.
And also the way that he acted Harold Ramis for years is just
right. That's what bothers me the most is you stop talking to Harold Ramis when it was your fault. It wasn't his fault. And then you didn't talk to him until the guy was dying.
I think it got so bad that Harold himself grabbed Bill and slammed him into a wall or something.
Good.
It was.
So let me ask you this. I'll ask Fabio first. Than the Mike. Obviously, never met the guy. Obviously, don't know the guy. But knowing your behavior, you've seen how other people behave that may be similar. Why do you think Bill was like that? Whether in Groundhog Day or just the way he treats, is it an ego thing? Is it my shit doesn't stink thing? Is it him trying to size people up? Is there something else? As a guess, of course, just don't know for certain. But as a guess as to why Bill is like this.
I think it's not just him. It's other people.
A lot of people in the industry.
It's the ego.
But Bill's just Bill,
Right. Well, it's just the ego thing. It's I'm Bill Murray, and you're not, and I'm famous, and I'm the greatest, and people tell me all the time, and That's all. It's with not just him. It's with all of them. It's the ego and it's the
Chevy
power.
Was just as difficult to work with.
Chevy Chase was, exactly. If not more. than Bill Murray. So
I mean, he had a whole
everybody wants
his
to be
whole
that.
stick was I'm Chevy Chase, and you're not.
And you're
like
not exactly. I mean, when a guy starts off with that, what do you think? You know, but it's ego. It always is. It's, you know, I'm better than you, and I can do this, and I made all these movies, and I have all this money.
I think in particular with Harold, I think it's different because I think with Harold,
it was more personal. I think it was more personal.
At the time that he was doing Groundhog Day, he did all these other movies that didn't work out, that didn't do as well. He wasn't as well remembered for his projects that he did without Harold Ramis, and so he was feeling like.
But that doesn't make sense because What About Bob did well.
I know,
and Harold Ramis wasn't part of that.
Well, that was the one exception to the rule. Yeah.
Critically,
Scrooge made money.
Yeah,
I mean, might not.
It's all about the critical sort of stuff, you know.
That's all they
Why
care
would
about.
you care about critics?
That these actors
do
because they love these people. Love when people talk good about them. They want to. Oh well, Richard Roper said this about me, and Roger Ebert said this. That's all they care about. Because
yeah, and I do
weird.
I agree with that first Power 100. I think a lot of there's an extra sort of defensive layer too, because of where he started in Hollywood. You know, he started as this sketch comedy guy, and so he probably felt like he was always this underdog, and he was always, you know, disrespected, and always this and that, and kind of carried that over. But here's the thing with Bill. Yeah, we've heard about all these like bad things that he's did and all this other stuff, but there's also another side to him where he, you know, would go out and make strangers' days. Like he would show up at some guy's, you know, wedding. You know, he would just be a nice guy. And there were other times where he would actually not be that difficult to work with. Apparently, it just depends on what's going on. And
maybe he's bipolar. I don't know.
Possibly, I have no idea. But yeah, it's not. But there's just a lot of stuff. Stuff's starting to come out, like the whole thing, which is why he got fired from that film because he was acting inappropriate to one of the people on the set. The whole stuff with Gina Davis and how he kept forcing himself on her on the set of.
You saw the interview, right?
Yeah.
Where he almost pretty much like kept touching Gina Davis.
Yeah, he kept touching her. Like
interview before.
Yeah.
For Quick Change. Like, was it Letterman?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it might have been Letterman.
Like Gina Davis, he just kept touching her.
Yeah,
which is weird. Like just kept like touch. I'm like, I get maybe you're trying to be funny, but I don't want anyone touching me, whether you're trying to be funny or not.
And you could just tell. You could tell that Gina was like
fucking weird.
Get the fuck off of me.
Fucking weird. She should have.
She should have just punched him. He would have stopped after that.
Good night.
Right. Long
it's frustrating when you have, you know, someone that talented who makes films and makes stuff that you enjoy and you find enjoyable and entertaining, and then you find out about these sort of things about who they are as people.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's going on with Bill and, you know, with me. And I grew up watching a lot of his movies, like Ghostbusters, you know, Ghostbusters 2. You know, Venkman is one of my favorite characters. But it's just one of those things where, you know, Bill Murray, the person, is kind of a dick. Like this is the way it is.
Marco or Quick Change is Bill Murray, Gina Davis, and Bill Murray co-directed it, and he started it.
It's a pretty decent
movie.
Those
Randy Quaid. So it's Quick Change from 1990, 91, somewhere around there.
Early 90s.
Early 90s.
But
it's all these. They're all that way. It's the ego. It's the money. It's the power. They're all.
I think some of them are, you know, a little more sincere. Like I do feel Keanu in a lot of ways is kind of like that, or really, you know, for the most part is like that. I mean,
Arnold
he's going out there
before he lost his mind.
He's going out there talking to like this kid who's a big fan of his, and you know, kids sharing these ideas with him, and he's actually listening to the kid and you know, stuff like that. Keanu seems like a legitimately, you know, good-hearted person, but there's a lot of people that are like that, you know, in the industry that are just it just does something to them, you know. They just it's almost like an infection because some of the people who were
It's
you know
Hollywood.
fine before they.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah,
You got to
they
be
made
half
it big in Hollywood.
Yeah, you got to be half crazy to want to get involved in that business.
Harrison Ford was a carpenter.
Yeah,
he was a fucking carpenter.
And the only reason why he got American Graffiti is because he did the carpets in George Lucas's office.
Yeah.
That is a true story.
Kurt Russell seems like he might be. It seems like he's a pretty.
Kurt Russell's
nice
normal
guy.
because he's Kurt fucking Russell. So.
Yeah.
He doesn't live there. He got the hell out. Like I forget where he lives, but he's like, I'm not staying in Hollywood.
I think he lives in Canada, either Canada or I think he has a house in Colorado too.
Yeah, he has a house in Colorado for sure.
But I think he moved to Canada because one of his kids wanted to play hockey. So
Michael Keaton moved his ass to Montana. He moved to Montana in the middle of nowhere.
There you go. And Clint Eastwood will just shoot everybody. So.
I don't know if he did. Maybe he did.
Yes,
the Grudge, yeah.
That is a true story.
Okay, yeah.
That is how he got the part in American Graffiti, because he was putting the carpet in George Lucas's office, and George Lucas was talking to him, and Harrison Ford's like, well, I do a little acting on the side. And he's like, well, I'm doing this movie. Come on out and read. And that's a true story. You can Google it. I'm not making it up. No, I've never been to Montana.
Oh, I guess this is a question for you two.
No.
I'm not involved.
I was going to sit this one out.
What's
no.
No.
It's similar.
Two completely different movies.
It's similar, but no, it's not a sequel. I'm glad they didn't make the sequel. By the way,
it's better than the Thing prequel.
Yeah, thinking of The Thing, because there was rumors about a sequel. There's gonna be like a fucking Sci-Fi Channel original movie or some shit.
It was a mini series. It was gonna be a 4-hour mini series.
Fucking Sci-Fi Channel.
By Frank Darabont.
Well, Frank Darabont's good, but
yeah.
Yes,
I
mean, in Hollywood more so because there's always a camera in your face. But I mean, even here in the real world, yes, because I've definitely worked with people over the years that get promoted and they change and they're different. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's the game we're playing. Cool. It was like that in the military. I bet. When people rank up.
It seems like in the military, there's a lot of, from your experience, there are a lot of people like, it becomes an ego thing for them too.
Oh,
like very like ego heavy, and then they lord it over other people. Yep. It seems like that's kind of something that's fostered by the structure of the military to me as an outsider.
So there were people you were friendly with in the military, but then when they're at another rank, they didn't talk to you or stuff, or they behaved differently, or
yeah, of course. There were plenty of people as soon as they rank up, especially once they start getting in that leadership position. It's like, oh, okay, cool. You want to play that game? I can play it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were plenty of people. I'm like, all right. We came in the same day together, but I guess that doesn't matter.
Because I couldn't handle that. I would be too combative with that kind of shit.
I mean, I was. I definitely was. I'm not like that anymore. I have calmed down.
Yeah.
But I was definitely combative about a lot of things, and maybe that's why they didn't like me. Yeah, I definitely want to check out Renfield. I just haven't had the time.
Yeah. Is there a lot of stuff that is similar to like the military school stuff in Child's Play 3? With that kind of dynamic with
yeah. I mean, there's always people like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, calm down, G.I. Joe before you get, and they're usually the ones that get everybody killed. So there's that.
I was going to say, was Chucky there? But
I wish it would have been more interesting, but I wish he was there.
And
there was one dude in particular that when he ranked up, he thought he was hot shit, and we were all just like, nah, dude, nope. We're not. All of us. It was collectively all of us. We're just like, no, we're not doing this. And then he got in trouble, and then he lost rank, and we're like, yeah,
that'd be It'd be like if Eddie Deason, got ranked up and was trying to, act all tough.
That's right. Like, that's what you get, bitch. Oh well. Oh well.
So real quick, like Black Punisher, they gave you drugs in the military?
Wow.
What?
I don't remember getting cocaine. I don't remember. I was never
LSD.
I was never experimented on. I never took LSD. I don't remember that.
Did you ever see any crazy, weaponry and stuff like that? Because I remember, because I talked to somebody who was in the military at one of my jobs, and he was talking about these crazy like bits of technology, like state of the art.
Oh yeah.
Bang bang. It was like a sonic gun. Like it would use sound at like frequencies that were, high enough to disorientate people.
Yeah, my question
for crowd control.
Can I play with this or no?
Yeah, that's news to me. Interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of secrets they keep for the general public. One of the craziest things is this documentary I saw about the Panama War.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I wish Silver was.
Well, yeah. Well, kind of ties into what I'm saying about the Panama War documentary, where you have these people who are interviewed who were talking about soldiers that were shooting lasers that were lighting people on fire.
Yeah.
Coming
soon to a gun store near you.
Cobra assault cannon.
Yeah.
40-watt.
Well, that's just a Barrett 50 caliber. They just built it up a little bit to make it look cool.
This guy here, if you ever see Renfield, you have to be aware of Aquafina and not the water.
Oh, yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah, I could tolerate her more than.
Is that her real name, Aquafina?
It's probably.
Did they not think that? Did they not think this through?
It was probably deliberate.
That's what name she uses in her stand-up.
Oh, okay.
That's not her real name.
She had her own show on Comedy Central.
Oh, that's great. That's just great.
She's about as funny as a funeral. Fuck her.
Her and what's that name? What's that girl's
Female
name?
Kevin Hart is pretty much what she is.
Nice.
That's how funny she is.
Yeah, Lily Singh, because she was so funny that they canceled her show.
Oh yeah. The YouTuber that made it big.
Yep, and then now nothing.
Well, yeah, I mean they did this horrible shit.
I read online there were several people that said they went to tapings of that show. Number one, they got paid to go to the taping because they couldn't sell any tickets. Number two, they were told when to laugh and when not to laugh, and when it was a whole big thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, it didn't help that a lot of the humor, it was just very, oh, I'm Indian and you're not, and haha, and stop being racist. Like that was basically
no one's being. How can you say stop being racist when no one's racist but you? I don't understand this. Just saying. Don't you love it?
So with that said, about 3 hours in, I'll stop here for now. But I want to thank these two guys for joining me. It was a lot of fun. It went by fast.
Of course.
To let people know, for me, coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central, I'll be here with Uncle Bill and Stuntman Mark doing a commentary on Cyborg.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Fun.
And
not Slingers, right? You're not watching Slingers?
Not the director's cut.
I've seen the guy's channel. I haven't seen enough, but he seems like a cool guy. So I haven't seen enough. I also know of Viking Samurai. I've seen his stuff. Seems like a cool guy. I disagree with Steve Seagal because I fucking hate Steve Seagal nowadays. But I get what he's coming from. I have more reviews coming up. First off, Fabio, what you got coming up? I know you're very busy, but anything you don't have to share. But if you do have anything to share, feel free.
I was gonna do it tonight, but I don't have time. Man of Tai Chi. I got a paid request for that as a review. Cool. It was okay. And then Saw, I got a paid request for Saw. I'll do that tomorrow. And then
The first one?
Yes.
And then like the best one easily.
I guess.
First
I don't
one.
know. And then I got a paid request to talk about a unmade film.
Okay.
Sandblast. So that should be
Oh yeah,
fun.
that one. The one that Wesley Snipes is going to be in, right?
Yep. And then
Eddie Murphy
after that, Eddie Murphy first, and then he turned it down and did Metro, so it worked out.
Yeah.
That was actually fine.
Right. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And Mike, you? I know you're doing John Candy stuff.
Yeah, next review I'm gonna try to record the review of this tonight. Great Outdoors, paid request. Then I got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, the 1992 film. I rewatched that for the first time I saw that in years. It was okay. You could tell that the studio was just sanitizing and just pulling the teeth out and just trying to make it for, younger audiences. Christy Swanson's hot and she's charismatic and fun in the lead role. I can understand why Joss Whedon did not care for working with Donald Sutherland, because it seemed like he just improvised shit and it made no sense, and I get it, because there's like a lot of
everybody didn't like working with Joss Whedon.
I was just about to say it doesn't really matter because he's a scumbag too.
Well, this is early in his career, so who knows? Like, he was just kind of starting out, and I kind of feel for him because it's technically his film, and they were just doing all this shit with the script and just completely just changing things around. Paul Rubens though is great. Waste of Rutger Hauer, though. Like, he's barely in the movie, gets in a fight with Buffy at the end, and it's very short. Seems like he gets defeated way too easily for someone who's supposed to be this big bad.
The Ozzy song is good in the movie.
Yes. It's one of those movies where it's like, yeah, I can watch it as a time waster, for Christy Swanson and some of the other stuff, but the humor, for the most part, is a massive miss most of the time. Very campy and not in a funny way. Very lame most of the time. I got She's Having a Baby, which I guess the character from The Great Outdoors that John Candy plays has a cameo in that for some reason. Because
at the very end, him and Dan Aykroyd, like, they filmed a lot of cameos during the end credits.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
John Hughes
the next film John Hughes was going to do was Great Outdoors, I believe.
Yeah, he's trying to do a cinematic universe
before it was cool.
before it was a thing. So there's that. I would like to do reviews on some newer stuff eventually, like Evil Dead Rise and stuff like that. But I also have a video about a what if scenario, about what if they made a RoboCop versus Terminator movie in the 90s. Like, who would I choose to direct it? Who would I have in the cast? All that kind of stuff, which I'm doing some extra research on, so that might take a little bit for me to do, because I want to reread the Dark Horse comic and then kind of, go from there in terms of where I would want to. I got some ideas, like I got, Dolph Lundgren in the cast. I got, Brandon Lee. I've got Brad Dourif. And of course, Peter Weller and stuff like that.
Cool.
But yeah.
All right. So, and real quick, Josh, if you're still in here, my favorite heist movie, I would go with Heat, the Al Pacino film.
Yeah.
And then Chris was asking real quick, before we head out, OCP, what is your favorite Fly film? I would assume the remake with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah, the remake with Jeff Goldblum. But I also really like The Fly too. I think it's not as good as the first one, but it's still a fun creature feature, some great practical effects. I played it. It's very
Super
hard.
Nintendo one. I like that one.
The Genesis game is incredibly hard. I don't think I've ever gotten past the Ed 209 and at the end of level 2. I would love to figure out a way to get past that fucker, but I don't know.
Need to cope up.
I think it might have been the Ed 209, or was it the fucking Robocane?
Up.
Yeah. Hans and
Need
Franz.
to pump up your wrists.
Girly man.
Need to do it.
That was one of my favorite bits from SNL is when Arnold showed up. I think that was I don't think that was when he was hosting. He just showed up on set, which makes it even funnier. It's like they're all doing the Hans and Franz stuff, and then Arnold just shows up, and then it's like you're a bunch of girly men. Twist you up into a pretzel.
But with that said, check out these guys' channel, the Italian Stallion 51 and OCP Communications. Take care, everyone. We will see you guys in the long run. It's fun to do this, but everyone's got busy schedules. It's only when we can, but at least we're having fun. Have a good, safe time out there. If don't see you around, have a good, safe weekend. And we will see you in the next video.
Of course.
Bye-bye, everyone. Later for now.